All right, I'm back. We'll see if the connection is a little bit more stable this time. I don't know if just leaving and then coming back does anything, but we'll see. I moved my computer all the way up to like my attic area, so I might be just a tad bit farther away from my Wi-Fi connection. I know some Zoom meetings I've been having lately, I've been having some issues like this, but usually they just kind of come and go away. Yes, we are back. Gumby. Karate Gandalf. I've been kind of thinking of some fights coming up too. What do you weigh, Karate Gandalf? You have an Ethernet cable that'll usually help in terms of. I know it will. I just gotta. Oh, hey, King Warlord coming from Canada, welcome. I would have to run one down to my modem. It's kind of a pain in the ass. So no, I'm just running off of Wi-Fi. But 178. Oh, you're pretty light. Okay. I'm just trying to think of matching people up for next time. I've got the sign up sheet and everything on our main page there. If you haven't signed up, go do that. I think both you and Gumby have both signed up for it though. Yeah. So okay, hold on. I got somebody messaging me. Run that back, bro. Run what back? Jonah. Oh, do you want? I'm back up. I don't know if you're back in here. I'll let you. He might be back in here. Ferda? I know guys are doing mixed gender fights. That was a first time we've ever done it, man. You know what? Gash got a hold of me and said she would fight a guy or a girl, and I said, well, first she said, oh, hey, 155, that kind of stuff. And then I said, okay, well, it's going to be hard to find a female to fight because we just don't have a lot out there yet. And then she says, well, I don't have a problem fighting a guy. But my biggest thing was like, well, maybe the guy has a problem fighting the girl, that kind of stuff. So that was a little tough. And then we get to the event, and she says, geez, sorry if you can hear that. It's like it's kids going to bedtime. So anyway, so she was like, yeah, I'll fight a guy, and Gumby was like, yeah, I don't mind, and that's how it happened. So I a match experience level and weight up together. Plus, she said she had some Muay Thai experience. I think in the video you could see that she's got some good strikes. She did some nice, easy strikes until she laid in with that I think it was a hook. Yeah, it's gonna be a good one. Gumby, are you interested in doing 2 matches on the 26th? Because I think I got somebody for you. It'd be a I guess it could be MMA, or it would be a really good match. It'd be really fair too. Buddy V, in the ring. I only see fighters. Yeah, same here, man. What's up, Rumboozy? I'm hoping to do 2 matches. I'd prefer the second one to be MMA. I think I got you an MMA match, bro. So, I don't want to say who it is, but they were at the last event, and they're your weight. Hold on. I'm gonna. Hey guys, I'm gonna send a link to Jonah, Running Man, who fought. Who did he fight? He fought Arm and Hammer, but he's wanting a link because he got disconnected. There we go. get some people in there. All right, guys. There we go. We're good now, I think. Yeah. So, fighters, we got a porta potty for the next event. I know you're excited about that. What do you? We should have the drone out again. What do you guys think about? We got a second GoPro, but man, I gotta get some more batteries for it. Those things eat through batteries. Maybe I should do the second GoPro at only 1080, a lower resolution. I'm running them at 2K right now. Some of the ones I uploaded were at 2K, and some of them I uploaded were at 1080. I think it depends on like what I drop in the movie first. Like if I drop something that's 1080 in, it makes everything 1080. So for the main fights, we're gonna be running 2K for quality, and then we're gonna run I think 1080 for our secondary camera. And our secondary camera is we're doing it on the ref's head, but I might just have somebody do it, like put it on a. Oh, you know what I could do? I could put it on the side of the ring. I do already have something set up there. If your main camera, you need to get an external battery handle. I don't really need a. I got plenty of batteries. I'm not worried about that. You know, I can get like 3 fights or so out of a battery, and then I could throw some other ones. I'm definitely, well, yeah. I mean, I could run a power bank. I kind of thought about that last time, but yeah, I mean, I could do that. Problem is, if you have a battery in there, the battery heats up too, because all that external battery is doing is just maintaining a charge on your battery. So by continuously filming like that, you're going to heat things up a lot. So anyway, we'll try to run 2 cameras, lower resolution. I should get longer battery life out of them, and we'll do the drone footage. I might mount the secondary camera on the corner post of the ring. That way we've always got a good view of it, and we don't really have to mess with it too much. And when it's on top of the ref's head, it's so hard to like see if it's actually recording. The ref can't tell if it's recording or whatever. So yeah, so we should have 3 camera angles. I can't guarantee every drone or every fight's going to get drone footage. Having second camera in the corner might work. You run the risk of fighters going out of frame and running into it. That's okay though, because the secondary angle is that I can use it to splice in to the existing footage. Okay, I don't have to have our whole fight filmed with that camera. But say there's like a weird submission or a punch that happens, and the camera guy's over here, we might not see it. So at that very instant, I can go to my other camera when I'm doing my editing. I can be like, oh man, I got it perfect from this angle. I don't plan on really doing anything with that secondary footage other than that. But I think it's a good idea. And it's a GoPro 8 also. They just rolled out or getting ready to roll out the GoPro 9, but it's kind of overkill. Like I'm not going to be recording at 5K. It's got a bigger battery. It's got some cool features. It's got like a color display on the front, which is kind of unnecessary. But for the price of a GoPro Hero 8 right now, you can pick those things up at Costco for $300 with a handle, an extra battery, and a memory card. Not that I'm going to use a 32 gigabyte memory card for anything. No, we don't have any titles yet, Ferda, but we're going to do them. I mean, we've only had 2 events so far. They've been really great events, but you know, the most wins or fights anybody's had is Gumby, and he's got 3. So we want to be able to have somebody established as a real contender with a number of, wins, losses, whatever, just competing, and then we'll start doing belts. We're gonna get a hold of Scarface and talk to him about how we're gonna do our belts. So we're probably gonna pick like weight classes, and this isn't. Don't take this to heart, but we're gonna do it like probably 155, 185, and then probably heavyweight, and then we'll probably do boxing, kickboxing, and MMA titles. But I don't think I'm not gonna make a belt up. I can't physically make like go and order. I can't order 9 belts. I mean, I gotta say, I'd assume that a custom belt is over $100, and that'd be $900+ that I just make it start a GoFundMe and you guys can put into it. But um, do you box at Neutral Corner? I would box at Neutral Corner, but I'm in Washington State, bro. This is the Scrapyard branch. We are all the way in the Pacific Northwest. Like I literally fight in the backyard where Sasquatch is. So, when's the next event going down? Boy, I might be ready to fight. Frankie, where are you at? Um, no, we don't have enough fighters for 9 belts yet. Yeah, we're in Washington State, so if you're down, man, message me on Facebook in the find me on Facebook in our Scrapyards Street Beef Scrapyard group. If you don't have a Facebook, make one, but just make a fake one up. Make like a fake name, but make it so it sounds real. Like, I don't know, whatever. I've got a couple fake accounts. Make up a couple fake accounts. I got one fake account I made up just so I could add in every person that had anything to do with boxing, kickboxing, MMA, and then I added them to our group. So surprisingly, we haven't had any like. I've had to put a couple people on like post restriction because they're from some country overseas that wants to come in and just advertise stuff. So here we go. Imagine we have some future UFC fighters off Scrapyard. Like, that could happen. There's some guys that are coming in that are really talented, and I think that they could wind up. I don't really care to have a belt, King. Thank you for that, though. I mean, if I keep doing boxing matches and then we throw up a belt for 185 boxing, I mean, I'll do it, and why not? But I'm the promoter, The smoke. I haven't gone to work in 2 days. I'm protesting. I'm staying home. But we got some rain today, so our levels, like if you look up smoke index or whatever, we were at 244 yesterday. We're at like 190 right now. I don't really want to go to work tomorrow, but I probably will. I got tons of sick leave. Plus, if you use, it's so weird the way it works. It counts like negatively against you twice, but if you call in sick once and then you keep calling in sick for up to 3 days, that only counts once. It's weird, whatever. But they don't miss me. We're a big establishment. How far from Tri Cities, where Scrapyard is? Gig Harbor. It's a ways away, but it's you ask any of these guys, it's worth the trip. The experience of fighting. I mean, yeah, it's a backyard fight group, but to go look at some of our fights on YouTube. Our group's smaller. Like, some of our fights are going on our Street Beef Scrapyard group, but some of them are going on the main Street Beef Scrapyard, or on the main Street Beefs group. And Gash and Gumby's in here right now. His video's got over 600,000 views. So, is it worth it to you? Well, that's up to you. Oh, wow. Old pictures. I've found an old memory card. That's crazy. It was really hot over there. I went over to a big concert one time. It's like a 3-day concert. I think it was Tri-Cities. Is that Kennewick? Is that one of the Tri-Cities? Okay. Sorry, I'm just looking. I found this like 4 GB SD card, or yeah, SD card, and it's got a bunch of pictures of my kids from Monero. Sun's supposed to come out tomorrow. Is it? I want more rain. I want this smoke to go away. But event versus them would pull some views. Hold on. No, we're not going to do an event versus them. Sorry, man. I mean, that's not up to me, but uh, we don't want to associate ourselves with that league and what that guy stands for. If you're interested in why we don't support that guy, then I can message me on Facebook and I will send you a link. It will explain everything. Great atmosphere, great people. I'm glad you like it, Jonah. And I like seeing your dad's post too about. Oh no, I'm thinking Gumby's dad. Sorry. Thanks, Jonah. Though it was a pleasure having you come out. I hope Jonah. Are you going to be at the next one? Yeah, I could. Yeah, dude. Come on, man. If I could post pictures in here, you'd see like that dude is. I've got like 30 or 40 pounds on that guy, and he's just aggressive. He beats all these people up because he's just aggressive. But watch the fight with A Train. A Train just cool and calm and doesn't take very much damage in the first couple rounds, and then just goes to town on him. Moses is good. What weight is he? Ferda says. Moses is like 170 to 175. Oh, yeah, I don't know. He's in that league, so I should be there. True Grit wants around. Oh, True Grit wants around with you? Boxing and kickboxing, or MMA? Um, dude, I would love to see True Grit versus Italian Tyson. Oh my God, True Grit would destroy him like bad. I do want to take on the Preacher when you guys head down to Aberdeen. Wait, I do want to take on Haters Inc. Are you a fighter? Grit is an animal. Yes, he is. Yes, he is, bro. Boxing, I told him. I mean, yeah, he might do multiple matches that day. Jonah, your boxing's really good. I went back and I watched your match, and you use like a Philly shell, and I really like it. And if you ever want to come out and work the shell, um, that is my main fighting my fighting style that I use. So yeah, that's my main boxing fighting style. So I don't get very many people very often that share that same kind of style with me, but I've been doing it for a while, and I've got it to work really good for me. Jonah, what's your fight name? Jonah's a running man. He fought Arm and Hammer. Wait, no, Jonah, you fought. Did you fight Arm and Hammer? No, who did you fight? I'm trying to think. Yeah, you did fight Arm and Hammer. Yeah, okay. Grit is one of the most skilled fighters I've seen on Street Beefs. Yeah, he is. He is. Hey, you guys haven't seen Paul yet. Paul is he's been at the last two events. Gig Harbor, Washington, Frankie. Gig Harbor. It's right next to Tacoma. I know it's a ways away, but um, Paul is another animal. I think he had an injury a while back, and he's just getting over it. But he was like two-time kickboxing champion, and he was wrapping people's hands and stuff. He wore like a red 5th Gen shirt. Yeah, I'm not happy about his request. Oh, dude, don't do it then. No, we make the fights. Okay. Um, I want to match people up skill level wise, and I know that True Grit's high skill. I'm not saying you're not, but um, dude. You might be fine on the stand up. I don't know. I just know that lately he's been doing a lot of ground stuff. And the next event, September 26th, bro. Are you in the Facebook group, Frankie? Oh, man. Yeah, but True Grit, he was out for last event. He was injured. Man, injuries suck. I think back in like the last 10 years, I think back at like some of the injuries. Oh, don't do MMA, bro. No more. Hey, what's up? Hey, thanks, man. We appreciate you watching the fights. It makes me want to put more on. Grit's still fighting amateur? I think so, but he hasn't been lately. Not for a while. I'm on the group. I have a friend who wants to do a BJJ. Um, that's cool. We might be waiting until summertime for doing BJJ, but hold up. You just made me think of something. Get this, guys. There might be a place in Renton, I think, that the fight team might have access to, and it's like just mats. So we wouldn't do fights there. We would do like a grappling tournament. We could do a tournament with also like an open weight challenge. You could challenge people, or you could just and it's 1 5 minute. We might be able to do like multiple matches at a time. You know, it might be something more for our channel and not so much for the main Street Beefs, but um, we could make a whole day out of it. It would be indoors, and you get a chance to like really do some grappling with the other Street Beefs people. So let me know what you guys think of that. But anyway, yeah, injuries suck, man. Think back to all the injuries I've had. I mean, look at this right here. Look at that nice scar that goes all the way from here down to here. That's from boxing. It sucks. I mean, I broke this in a fight one time. The chipped the bone right here. This is not straight. Yeah, that's from fighting. Um, I got an eye injury still. It'll probably never go away. I've broken my rib before. I broke my foot, bruised my collarbone. Um, what else? There's probably just lots of stuff too that I haven't even thought about. When I was training, when I was probably in my 20s, I think I had more injuries though, just because we were going really hard, like 5 days a week. You've been doing boxing for 14 years? Whoa! I stopped because I fractured both my hands and broke my nose, and I have a lot of scar tissue. Yeah, broken nose holds up your sunglasses. Actually, you know what? It's hard for I can't put my sunglasses over that spot because it's bigger right here. So yeah, it is what it is. Gives me character. I wouldn't trade it for anything though. It's been fun. You know, if anything ever happened, I still got all that knowledge. I've got I got boxing knowledge, I got jujitsu, I got wrestling. So mine is you can't see it, but it's a little bit crooked. Not too bad, but you really gotta look. What's the name on Facebook? Street Beefs Scrapyard. It's a picture of Sasquatch too. There should be 2,500 members. Come on, guys. He controlled her with skill. Let's be real here. Haha. She's female, man. I would never in my life fight a girl under any circumstance. I've never seen a girl beat a guy. Um, well, I mean, skill can overcome that. Look at this way. If you take anybody in our group and you go get Amanda Nunes, bro, I don't care the difference between male and female. She's gonna mess people up. Um, it's just how it is, you know. One, I've said that too. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's right to hit a girl. But you know what? I've seen these videos online where where guys are just getting their ass kicked by girls, like abusive stuff, and it's like, dude, what do you do? I mean, yeah, you can control her and stuff, but geez, it's just like that shouldn't be right that a girl can just beat up a guy whenever she wants. Yeah. Oh, did she, bro? I mean, those older street beast fighters to come to, dude. I would have anybody come. Anybody's welcome in my yard that's respectful. So, I got a friend, and he fought in Bellator a couple times, and he went down to, I think it was New Mexico, and he trained at Alistar Overeem's gym. He actually got a picture with Alistar, but one day he got a chance to spar with Holly Holm a little bit, and yeah, he said she's legit, like, and he's pro. It's just um, when I was in the Marines, we are in Thailand, drunk out our minds when our friends got his ass by a woman, but she was a division champion, thinking boxing. That's that's the thing, though. Hey, knock it off, you guys. I make the fights. If you guys want fights, get a hold of me on the Street Beef group, Street Beef Scrapyard. Work things out. But if you think that you can't that you can go get a championship female boxer and you can put her against somebody that doesn't know how to box. I don't care if a guy or a girl. That girl is gonna fuck that guy up because skill will overcome. I've rolled with girls in jujitsu that can armbar me that I outweigh. I mean, it matters to an extent, but there is a certain point where the skill will overcome the sex and the weight difference. What weight are you, Ferda? Staring at this pepperoni stick like a fat boy. It's the last one. You guys don't have to try to fight each other just over disagreements either. I know it's always an option, but Jason Hodges, it's a female though. Look at the comments. That was really hard to watch. Don't care about the comments. That, whatever. A lot of haters. Yeah. I guys, he gets a lot of crap on the stupid YouTube comments and everything. So let's talk about something else. No, we're not no more. We're not no more. Sorry, I had to use that against you. Nope, we're not. Not anymore. We're talking about who do you really want to see? What street beef scrapyard fighters? I think I just got your message. Um, Dude, anybody that steps in the ring is a freaking soldier. I'm glad everyone's getting along. You know what? If you guys show up and you guys are cool with each other, I mean, even if you guys had like a disagreement and wanted to fight each other, I'm cool with that. But I don't like seeing arguments happen and then it's like, oh, let's fight over it. Fighting shouldn't be like the first thing you want to go to. But I mean, we do have a good venue for it. It does, and I know I hate to admit it, but I get into um, arguments sometimes with people uh, online. So hold on, somebody's in here. I'm online, man. Get into arguments with people sometimes online, and yeah, I probably should just walk away, but sometimes it feels good. Be awesome to see El Diablo. I would love to see El Diablo come in the yard too, man. 100%. Anyone who fights in the ring is a warrior. For some old reason, I don't Get nervous when I fight. The only person I truly fear is myself. That's no more. I feel that too, man. After you've had like some really hard sparring sessions and then done some matches and stuff, you stop getting that major adrenaline. You just don't get affected by it as much anymore. It's a real thing, especially when it's in my backyard. Um, I'm used to being in that area. I think when it's it doesn't work as hard on your nerves. Pookie, a real animal. Yes. One thing that really caught my attention about Pookie, my coach, but his style is so much like my boxing coach's. His head movement, just the way he moves. Um, my boxing coach unfortunately moved away about 8 months ago, and so I've been teaching some people and stuff. Oh, I feel way more stage fright in front of the camera too. When they get that camera on me, look at me. I'm like, street beefs, scrapyard, red corner, blue corner, fight. But when I'm in there, I don't feel that at all when I'm fighting. Half my fights are adrenaline. Dude, I remember like my first couple fights, so much adrenaline. Like then you get the adrenaline dump, and all your energy goes away. Throw some fists. Yep. Welcome, Zaniel. No more. My boxing coach is Ray Olivier. Oh, cool. Watch some of the fights, bro. Man, what the heck? We've been getting, let's see, I'm officially calling out the preacher. Haters Inc.'s calling out the preacher. Ooh. Okay. Well, you got to go through me, bro. So we'll get weights and everything together, that kind of stuff. Let me see here. 917 subscribers, people. You guys are just awesome. That's impressive, though, because the preacher is... That guy does not quit. I mean, does not quit. Yes, this is kind of like a Street Beef's alternate account. Okay, I'll explain it really quick. But Street Beef's the main branch. 27,000 Facebook members, 28 now. 1.7 million subscribers on YouTube. Scarface said he said I'll allow you to run a branch of Street Beef's Fire Chicken, and I go, oh, cool, that's awesome. I always wanted that, so he's letting me use the Street Beef's name, and then they're uploading some of our fights onto the Street Beef's main channel. Look that up. But then we're also uploading them on. But we are. Oh, damn, 40. No, we don't. We don't like to. We don't like to cut weight because we weigh in right before the fight. Not only that, but say you show up and say you cut down to 145. And then we look at your opponent's Rick. Oh, look, we got a guy here that's 155 or 160, but your guys' skills matched up. It's like, but you cut that weight, and you didn't need to cut that weight. So it's not necessary to do when you're weighing in the day before. Plus, if two people match up really well, we're gonna match them up. We're gonna make sure it's okay with both people about the weight thing. No, we're from. This branch is Pacific Northwest, Washington State. Sasquatch's backyard. Yeah, cutting weight's bad, man. I've cut my first fight. I'll take you through this. I'll take you through my thought process and my experience and everything. So when I want to say 20, 24, 25 years old, I want to say I trained for a couple of years, and I cornered a guy the previous week, and I was like, I want to fight next weekend. And so my coach, Shihan Scott Bean down at Twin Dragons, was like, yeah, okay, we'll go to the smoker thing up in Tacoma, Washington. And I said, okay, I'll fight 170. Well, I was 185. I had to cut down to 170, and I mean, I had to use all sorts of different means to cut down that. I was spitting into cups, completely dehydrating myself. It was really unhealthy. And so I did the fight and I ended up winning. It's my only fight I have that didn't get recorded because, well, just nobody had a camera then. I got a couple like pictures of it, but um, oh, hey Mitch, what's going on? Hey, we're not doing our event down in Aberdeen, bro. So the guy said that we can't do it. I got to talk to him about why. But so I did my first fight, and it was yeah, show up and fight kind of deal. You're standing around. It's kind of like street beefs, they look at you and they go, okay, fighter A, fighter B, you guys fight. Um, but hold on, um, fighter A, fighter B, you guys are fighting each other, and then once I weighed in, I went to Subway and I got a foot long sub, and I ate a whole foot long and drank like it was and then I didn't know how to breathe when I fought, so I was holding my breath a lot. And then all these people bought me these beers afterwards. I remember just sitting there with like 3 beers. I won. I won. I beat the guy by a guillotine choke in the second round. He like it was really kind of an uneventful fight. He had me up against the cage, and he tried to grab my legs, and I just scooped the head up, and I pulled a guillotine on him. We were both tired, didn't know how to conserve energy, adrenaline dump, all that stuff. And then afterwards, I had the worst headache in the world. It's like, just go hold your breath for, no, actually, don't do that. Don't hold your breath for a long period of time. I don't suggest that. But if you do, you'll wind up with a headache. If you train jiu-jitsu a lot, you'll sometimes you'll get in a choke and you won't want to tap because there's only a couple seconds left. And then you'll have a nice little headache because you're blocking the blood going to your brain. I actually did that a couple weeks ago training, so that sucks. But I had like all these beers sitting there. I couldn't even, just like my head hurts and did not feel good. Let's see. Speaking of cutting weight, my 12th fight, I was 152 and I made 135. Yeah, you know what? I don't know Strychnine, dude. I don't even know if he's in our group. Old school Tank Abbott never cut weight. Yeah, but heavyweights don't really have to cut weight. I mean, really though, King, if you're a heavyweight and you weigh under 265 pounds, there's no reason to cut weight. Brock Lesnar, yeah, the guy was 300 pounds or 280 pounds before fighting. He had to cut weight, but you know what? Maybe if he was not on the juice, he wouldn't have had to cut as much weight. Check out my boy, dude. Yeah, dude. Wrestling is tough. Who you taking September 26th, Frankie? Wrestled since I was 6. Started cutting in 7th grade. My oldest boy, he's a 9th grader this year. He's been wrestling since he was 8. Daughter, 6th grader this year, been wrestling since she was 6. And my 9-year-old, he has 4th grader. He's been wrestling since he was 4. So really trying to keep him in that sport for self-defense and everything. They've never cut weight or anything like that, but we do like league stuff. Anybody get caught? Oh, wrestlers get a lot. That's kind of a hard spot right there. I don't really have it in this year. I know I got punched one time and swelled up in the center too, but I've been lucky because I have done my fair share of jiu-jitsu over the years. I see some people with mangled ears after 2 weeks. Best thing to do if you ever get cauliflower ear, get some like insulin needles or maybe a little bit bigger gauge needle, and then you stick it in there and you pull out that pink fluid. You gotta get like a pack of them and do it multiple times, like a couple times a day, and do that for like 2 weeks. Make sure you clean everything ahead of time. It might be kind of weird for somebody else to do it, but what I would do is I'd stick the needle in, and then I'd fold the ear, and then I would pull the syringe, and then spit it all into the sink. It does basically just going, you're piercing into a really, really thin part of skin and hitting that and draining it out. I don't know boxing too much, bro. I like boxing, but I kind of like it more in the sense that I like doing it. I was a fan back in the 90s of the heavyweight division when Mike Tyson fought and all those guys. So I have been watching the heavyweight stuff lately with Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua and all those guys. So I think it's an interesting time. Talk to you later, Mitch. Sorry about the connection. I know it's been kind of back and forth. Talk to you later, Jonah. We're gonna do more of these guys, so keep checking in. When you see these live things pop up, just come in and say hi. It really makes me see. I'm trying to get my watch hours up for YouTube. I've almost got the subscribers, but the watch hours need to hit 4,000. So when you guys come in here and you talk to me, that counts as watch hours. You know what else would help? If you guys just came in here and just like left your computer alone and just away and let me do this with just your phone watching me talk, because it would still count as watch hours. So, I mean, think about it. If I had 30 people in here and I talked for an hour, watch hours, right? Yeah. H from Lobov is the best, is a beast. Yeah, I've watched some of the bare knuckle stuff. I would never do bare knuckle. I haven't heard of him. You know who's really into boxing stuff is Moses. If you make it to an event of ours, talk to Moses. I'll open it up when I see you. Open what up? Not my face, please no. Or my cauliflower here. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, now I know what you're talking about, Russ. That's cool. You guys are just kick ass on this stuff. Hey, Russ, I liked your guys's knife disarming demonstrations at the event. I thought that was really cool. You know what? If you and Nate came out, or one of your other students, and brought a couple things, you guys could get in the ring in between fights and do some demonstrations, because it might get people that are local to be like, damn, I want to learn how to do that. And might get them to come to your dojo and train under you. I think that would be really cool. But I'm really intrigued by the stuff. That would be a really weird threat. Okay. For exactly treason and just maybe ramble in the background. Okay. Yeah. Shit, man. I'm gonna try to get some people together Sunday and do some training at the next event or not. But he's the one that's bringing me the porta potty. I actually have to go get it with him. So we are the porta potty. Sifu, Dangerous, you're gonna like that, right? Maybe you guys don't care, but the women probably care. They don't want to go out in the bushes. Plus, my neighbor was kind of pissed that people are peeing in her yard. I don't know why people would do that. Like, you got a mile of woods, and you choose to pee in front of the neighbor's house. Like, do you have any talented new fighters coming soon? Actually, I think the bigger this gets, the more talented fighters we're going to get in here, because I've had boxing gyms get a hold of me and like, yeah, I'll bring out all my guys. It's like, oh, okay, that's cool. Or, yeah, so lots of talent. But I like seeing the guys that are like slower to engage, that are really like calculated on their punches and stuff. So yeah, you just never know. You never know by looking at somebody how they're gonna do you never know how somebody's going to do based on their looks when they get in the ring. I mean, I can go get all the fighters together and be like, yeah, pick the toughest person out here, and be like, I don't know. You just don't know. Woodley versus Covington. I got Covington. Woodley hasn't done too good on his last couple fights, so Colby Covington is got to look at like his last fight too was a war, and he did really good, but the guy does not quit. Oh, that was you, Jonah. Damn you! Don't pee in the neighbor's yard, bro. I taught my sister how to fight, and they're getting better. I tell them all the time, do not fear anyone and don't fight angry. Also, one thing when you're teaching people is um, when you're first learning a skill, you get a lot of confidence with that skill until you get humbled with it. So it's really easy to be eager to want to fight somebody, but that's when it's the most dangerous. You could wind up in a bad situation. And on the street, there's so many dangers about hitting your head on something, killing somebody. You just learn that as you get older and older, how fighting is not worth it. It's a last resort, but you know what? Getting in that ring and doing it, that's somewhere that I can do it without having to worry about any of that stuff. I get to test my talent, and it also separates it from anger too. If somebody gets into a confrontation with me on the street, well, I don't want to fight. So what am I going to do? I'm going to be, I'm going to try to talk my way out of the situation. Um, I'm going to try to surprise them by being not eager to fight. You know what I mean? Because the people that really know how to fight, they don't go out looking for fights. The fights usually find them. Bullies, bullies don't know how to fight. I've never had a pro boxing match, bro. Um, I sorry, I was reading comments there. No, I've never had a pro boxing match. In fact, the only boxing match I've ever had besides street beefs was when I was 9 years old. My dad taught me how to throw punches, and I went to like a YMCA, and they had boxing, and it was like a tournament thing going on, not a tournament, but matches. And I got to fight a local kid on from the reservation that had been boxing for a while, and yeah, I got my butt kicked. If I ever, I swear to you guys, if I ever find that video, my parents say they have it on VHS. I will get that video and I will put it on my YouTube. I swear, because I was wearing like tie dye, um, didn't know how to box, and then I did MMA back in like I started in '04, did it till 2011, not pro, just amateur fights, and then in the last few years, I met a boxing coach, and he taught me how to box. A Samoan dude named Pata from the island, and now lives in the United States. But he taught me what he knew, one on one. Taught me a lot of great stuff. Really fortunate to have learned from a guy like that. Everything that I learned was from him, from boxing. Everything. So he ended up moving away recently. Um, and when he was coaching me, I got sent to Virginia for a work trip, and I called up Scarface and was like, "Bro, I want to fight." I said, "I want to come out and train." Went out and trained for a Saturday. Came back the next Saturday and fought my first street beefs fight. In fact, I like linking stuff to you guys. So let's see. Let's see if our subscriber count's changed. Wow, we went up 2 subscribers since I started talking. This is great, guys. Our chicken. I'll put my first fight up. My first fight, I was more nervous because I hadn't yet done any boxing against an opponent that's really going 100%. That's my first boxing match. If you guys want to watch that and then come back, that's cool. And this is my second one. This one, I was a lot more calm. A lot more calm. And the guy was a lot more aggressive that I was going to. It's almost like the more aggressive my opponent is, the more calm I am. Yep, those are my 2 boxing matches from Street Beefs. And then I got the one that's in my own yard. Have you guys watched Cobra Kai? Have you guys seen that? If you're like, man, they're uploading a lot of those Street Beefs Cali fights. Let's take a look how many they've uploaded. I'm hoping next time we get more of our fights uploaded to the main channel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they've uploaded 9 of them. And by the way, you should go check them out because there are some damn good fights. WA versus Clutch. WA, I think he's like 49 years old, but man, that was fun to watch him fight. Also, recently there was a beef match in Street Beefs. It was the Olympian versus JS. That's up to 454,000 views in 2 days. So that one's going viral. Gumby versus Gash, 606,000. Fire Chicken versus The Rose, 106,000. Demigod versus Brickhouse, 96,000. So our fights are doing pretty good on the main channel, I gotta say. But they're doing really good on our channel too. Can't deny that. We got under 1,000 subscribers, and let me look here. Dude, Gumby versus Buddy V. We have 917 subscribers. Your fight has 6.1 thousand views. Pookie versus Brickhouse, 4,000 views. The Preacher versus The Brick, 2.7 thousand views. And then we got Jonah's fight, Aries and Karate Gandalf, Simo and Blondie. Those ones are moving up too. They're all moving up. So we're doing this together, guys. We're making it happen. I'm going to do whatever I can to make the group better. I'll take your guys' suggestions, and I'll try to apply them the best I can as long as everything works out. But as long as there's something that's not conflicting. Gumby, nah, is it any good? I was a bouncer at a bar for 6 years. I talked people down more than throwing hands. Talking people is a skill too, big time. Not only that, but first off, nobody gets hurt. People get a chance to calm down. They realize I don't really want to fight. Cobra Kai is fun to watch because if you watch The Karate Kid in 1984, it's a continuation of that. So a lot of the characters are in it from the original, and it's taking more along the storyline of not the Karate Kid, but the other kid, the one that lost in the tournament, the blonde-haired kid. I just watched something today that was it said that Daniel was actually the bad guy in that movie, and it gave a thorough explanation on why he was the bad guy, and it actually makes sense. So go on YouTube and try to find that. Karate Kid was the bad. I'll link it to you guys. Did anybody go and watch the fight that I posted? Oh, it came right up too. Okay, I'll link this to you guys, and it's a different way of thinking about things. I know I posted it, Gumby. I posted it on my YouTube or on my Facebook today.
The Karate Kid is the story of Daniel, a violent
sociopath. Oh man, Jim Gumby says, "All glory to God." I'm just like, yeah, I'll go kick some ass. Yeah, I really like Gumby. I really like that opening to your fights. That's really cool. Oh, all right, honey.
Love you.
Love you.
See you in the morning.
Yep. Yeah, guys. It's it can be really important what you say before your fight that can get people to want to watch. It's memorable and it says what I'm about. Exactly. I think the worst thing you can do is say nothing. It's just like, because first off, it doesn't give me enough time to put your Instagram and your name up there. So, say something, say Fire Chicken fighting out of the scrapyard. Even that, it's still going to get people to say something. I need to come up with some kind of catchphrase like, hey, it's your friendly neighborhood Fire Chicken. The worst thing you can do is scream incoherently. Is it the worst, or does it get a lot of views because they want to see that person get their butt kicked? Italian Tyson. Yep. We should get him in here. I doubt he would. I don't even know if he knows how to use a keyboard. Probably just tells somebody what to type. Oh, jeez. That guy was just all hype. I got into it with him a couple times. He doesn't like being critiqued or talked to or nothing. Yeah. So I tried doing a reaction video to one of my old fights today, or yesterday, but it didn't turn out very well, unfortunately. Tyson Smash. Oh man, he's kind of a mongoloid. Yeah, he is. Punches monitor and hole for auto-correcting him. Dude, he would literally do stuff like that. Like, I don't know about punching a hole through it, but he would just scream like, I'm gonna kill you, come to the yard. It does make it interesting. Okay, look at professional wrestling, guys, and look at, you got heels and you got the whatever you call the I don't think you call them heroes, but they're not heels. But look at them, because they get just as much attention as the main people, the good people. So it's like their niche, and you guys could do that kind of stuff with like our organization. You could be kind of you could be kind of a bad guy, Yeah, I mean, if you don't care about getting a little bit of hate on the internet, why not? Be the bad guy. It's going to get views. You might get some hate mail, a lot. I get hate messages all the time, just because I tried in my last match, and people were like, "Well, it was unevenly matched." I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I literally had 2 backyard fights, and that was it. That was that, and I was outweighed by 40 pounds. Never really been part of a boxing gym before. None of that stuff. So, I mean, what do you want me to do? Go easy on somebody? But you know what I'm talking about, Gumby. There's like brain dead people in the YouTube comments, and I say don't let it get to you, but sometimes it gets to me a little bit. Sometimes I think about, like, did I really do something bad? Like, same thing when we set up the True Grit fight. I felt bad about that. I really did. But it's like, you know what? I didn't know that was the offset of experience. I had to go off of what the guys told me. So, I mean, what do you do? You just I mean, say you notice that you're outclassing the person in the fight, right? Say I notice I'm winning, like, okay, and so I go a little easier on them to try to make it interesting. Boom, I get clocked in the chin and I'm out. And that can happen. And it's happened to me in training with jiu-jitsu. You're going easy on somebody because you're at a higher skill level than them, and then boom, arm bar, and your arm's popping 3 different times because they just went from 20 to 100%, and you were hovering around 50%, and you didn't want to hurt them, or you want to give them a chance, and then they turned it around on you, and pop, pop, pop goes your arm, and now you're not doing jiu-jitsu for a couple weeks. So I think a fight's a fight. If you come out there and you sign a waiver, ahead of time, like, this person could screw me up. Here's some advice. If you're ever in a fight and you are like completely overwhelmed, it's a boxing match, for instance, you can take a knee. I mean, dude, if you're getting pounded on and you don't have an answer for it, I mean, man, take a knee. Take those 8 to 10 seconds, get your brain back. Um, it counts as a knockdown, but I mean, if you're being that outclassed, you might want to do that. We can't match people up perfectly every time. It's just not going to happen. I mean, you can say fighter A has this amount of experience, fighter B has the same, and they're both the same weight. But guess what? Fighter B is really aggressive. And fighter A is really timid and doesn't like to get hit. Okay, now fighter B is bum rushing fighter A and just makes a mess of the ring, Like, well, we matched him up fairly, but it's like, where have they trained? How much training? You say you've got this much training, but it's like, have you trained in a professional setting before? Have you been punched in the face really hard? Have you had your nose broke? I mean, do you know what it's like to just, I mean, if you've done a lot of training and you've been hit hard before, when you get hit in a fight, you just like, boom, you're like, as long as it doesn't trigger that nerve in your chin, the back of your jaw, and makes you go unconscious, you're probably just gonna keep going. I know that I've been hit in sparring before, and boxing and fighting and that kind of stuff, and you can't show it, you can't let it affect you. That's why my two most important things that I tell people: get your footwork right. That's how you move. You can't move away from punches unless your footwork and your head movement. Well, head movement goes into my second one. Defense and footwork. Those are your most important things. If you get attacked by somebody on the street and you've got defense and footwork, guess what happens after 30 seconds? They can't hold their hands up. They just can't, man. Hey, okay, you've already been here. They can't hold their hands up anymore. They're gassed out. Defense and footwork, two most important things in my opinion. You learn how to block, you learn how to move your head, and you learn how to keep your hands up and not cross your feet and get yourself out of bad situations. I'm going to read some of the comments. Okay, no more. People who hate are the true cowards. True. You notice most of the haters have fake YouTube accounts. It's going to say something. Gumby, bunch of smooth brain cocks. Yep. Who can hate on you? You give off a good vibe and you seem like a really chill dude. I appreciate it. I just have a passion for this kind of stuff, and I like to be able to, test myself every once in a while. But I'm getting older. I'm not going to be a professional boxer, so what do you do? Well, you fight backyard. Boxing's really dangerous because that's brain damage waiting to happen. True, but I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if anybody's getting any brain damage off of backyard fighting. It's usually guys with like really long amateur pro records that are, exposed to that kind of stuff. That's what I like, fighting. Armin. Yeah, the referee must be trained and knowledgeable or people get hurt. Yes, and our referee is awesome. Movement and distance are key. You need to control distance, be close enough to hit, be able to get away. That's your footwork too. If you need to have your footwork too. So when I teach people boxing, I tell them I break it down into distances. First off, your far distance, which is your distance where you can't hurt each other. That's where even if the guy lunges you and hit you, okay, you're at a safe distance. Then you break into the next distance. This distance is where you can't just smack a person really easy. You have to take a couple steps to get in and get a shot in on somebody. And then you get into the pocket. That's the most dangerous spot because that's where you're like forehead to forehead and you're throwing punches left and right. Okay. And then you got the last, which is like inside boxing, like shoulder to shoulder, where you have a defense and it's like a Philly shell. I would say that one's about as dangerous as the second one, where you're in punching distance, but you're not in the pocket. If anybody wants to come to West Virginia and train with me, please be happy to help. Hey, Mana, there's people in the group that would love to train with you. Go into the Street Beefs main group, just Street Beefs, and say, hey, I'm in West Virginia. I would love to train with some people. If you put like a sparring video up or a beg video, they're really positive and encouraging in there, and they will. People won't laugh at you about it or anything. Dude, no, he's not. Get out of here, Brandon. My ninth amateur fight, I had fought an Italian kid named George. He hit my right eye. Felt my eyelid split right open. Soon blood poured down my face. Stop this right now. Yeah. I mean, it's not worth it. If that's the thing. Okay. Think about this, guys. You're a professional fighter. You've got, I mean, there's a big purse on the line as far as you winning or losing. And you're getting hit and you're taking damage. Your freaking brain's swelling up. But you want to keep doing it for that money. We're a backyard organization. We're not going to let that happen. We're not going to let you guys kill yourselves in our ring. We're going to stop it early to protect you guys because it's a backyard fight club. I mean, we want to get you some experience. So if you want to do the next thing, pro level, or if you just want to do like a bucket list thing and like get out there and have a fight, if it's just been a dream of yours, we can match you up with somebody that's equally skilled, and you can get that out of the way. You can do that. That's what we're here for. And I mean, solving beats too. If you have a problem with somebody, we could do that kind of stuff. So, Ferda, yes, he is soft. Yep, it's got to be a joke. He's just a troll, or he's just joking. Yeah, whatever. I boxed the guy. I didn't. He's got some good defense and he's fast, but he smacks and stuff. Whatever. I mean, I'll be honest, man. I'm 100% honest here. I sparred with Scarface, and he's got some heavy hands. Like, if you've ever sparred and boxed with people that are like heavyweights, there's more weight in their fists, and when they hit you, you just feel it. When you fight smaller guys, like smaller weight, well, first off, they're gonna kill you on cardio, but they're faster, but they just don't have the weight behind their punches. It's a real thing, especially when one of those bigger guys can put some speed behind those punches. Man, it don't take much to just go right through your guard and knock you on your ass. That's the worst thing. You put your hands up like this to block a punch, and you get flatlined. It's like, what the hell? That was blocking. Butterbean had some heavy hands. Yeah, he did. I liked watching Butterbean. He had a lot of weight behind him. You got that weight behind you. That's where that weight can come from, or that's where that punching power can come from. Then you got guys like Tyson, that all of his athleticism was behind his punching, where he was just explosion of technique. I can't wait to see him fight November. He said on Joe Rogan said, "Are you as fast as you were back then?" And Mike Tyson's like, "Go watch my videos from 1988 and go watch my videos now." He's like, "So you're saying like you're just as fast?" It's like, dude, even if he only does, even if he can only go less rounds, that should be a huge testament to what you can accomplish as a human being, because the guy's 54 years old. The guy is completely freaking ripped, just insane conditioning, and I guarantee you put him in there with like some of the heavyweights now, maybe even top 10 guys, Andy Ruiz, maybe not the longer reach guys like Deontay Wilder, and even though I think he could probably slip through Deontay's punches, but I mean, we'll see it in November. Like, I know it's going to be against an older Roy Jones Jr., but you're still going to get to see Tyson come out and move and punch, and you can kind of just compare it, like after watching other videos to other fighters. So I would head kicked Gumby. Sheesh. How did that feel? Oh, I didn't read that comment. Did you hear? Did you hear what he said about boxing though? What's up, man? What I missed? Oh, Efren, you missed a lot of good conversation. So basically, we're not going to switch locations on the fights for the 26th. So it's going to be the same spot. Are, Efren, are you going to be on the podcast on Fight Team's podcast next Saturday, or is that your brother? Well, I woke up on the ground, inhaling a bunch of helium, getting lightheaded. I've never been knocked out. Oh, Brandon. So I'm not going to argue too much about it, Brandon, but Tyson Fury's had. You go watch the videos on what they do with the procedure on putting gloves on a professional fighter for a major event. Basically, there's no way the gloves could have been tampered with. They're constantly monitored. I don't think he's always been a cheater. I think he's really talented and he has a super long reach and he moves insanely well for a guy that is 6'9". The head movement of that guy, and a really unorthodox style. But I don't. Could he have done some things? Maybe that are kind of cheap, maybe, but I don't think that he's ever gone to the extent of tampering with gloves or any of that. Because I watched a video on the breakdown of what they do with gloves. They have multiple people sign off on them. They're on a table, and the fighters come up, and they pick their gloves. They can pick whatever ones they want, and they pick them, they feel them, and stuff. They're like, I want these ones. The venue takes the gloves, and they take them, and they don't get the gloves until the next day when they fight, and then they sit there and watch people put the gloves on, and they wrap them up and everything, and they sign off and do all that stuff, and they're just constantly being monitored with those gloves because there's some pretty tragic stories of things that have happened to people who have had gloves tampered with. And because of those things, they have all of these procedures and different things that they have to do now because of that stuff. So, glove flop around the wrist. I don't know, man. The guy's got the longest freaking reach probably in boxing. So you got to think the length of his hand. He can probably make that freaking glove flop down like that. We'll see. He's going to fight again, which he should be fighting Anthony Joshua next. I don't know why they're giving these guys other opponents. One thing I didn't like, I've been on both ends of the highlight reel KOs. Trust me, it's like Xmas presents. So he's better to give than receive. Seafood Russ. You're right, man. I've been hit hard by my coach before, and I've had flash knockouts before where it goes like, I woke up on my knee or down, and then I woke right back up, and I was like, what the hell? Lights went out. It is literally like a light switch. But my light switch went right on. And it makes you a little gun shy too. Yeah. Let's see here. I saw that Ferda. It did look weird, but Tyson was a massive man. Yeah, it's hard to tell. You can see some weird stuff happen with fighters in like boxing and MMA when they have like double joints and stuff, and they can make their arms do weird stuff, legs, that kind of stuff. You see a flash of white. Yep. My favorite brand of gloves. So I really don't have a lot of boxing gloves, guys, but I know that the Venoms that I use, they're actually a little fluffier. The guy that gave them to me, he didn't want them because he's like, they're too fluffy. I don't like it. But I kind of think like when you're hitting somebody with it, it doesn't matter if it's more fluffy. But I like it. I would love to get a pair of Hayabusas to try out. So if anybody's got some Hayabusas, let me try them on at the next fight. They look like a tighter, like a more compact glove. That's a little bit harder. Another thing is I don't really wrap my hands. I'll go heavy bag, hard, and I've just never wrapped my hands. But look at this. I don't know if that's normal. I don't know if those are normal, but they seem a bit excessive. Saw my other comment, but no, not. I don't got it, brother. Probably confused with somebody. Oh, Efren. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, man. I was thinking you were the Turkish assassin. Oh, on the roster? Oh. We probably have just as many as we did last time. Colby versus Woodley. I said Colby already. You don't have lumps like that. I don't know if it's from. I just made my wrist pop by going like that. I don't know, man. Maybe it's just because I didn't listen to people. Yeah. What's your fight name, Efren? Because you guys have like different YouTube names than sometimes like your fight names. I don't know. Colby gonna retire Woodley from the Bellator. Oh, shit. Yeah. Khabib Gaethje is gonna be a banger. I'm gonna be Khabib for Halloween, guys. A lot of people hate Khabib. I love Khabib because he's gotten so good at doing what he does that nobody's got an answer for it. You know? It's like when somebody comes in like Chuck Liddell and nobody could outstrike him. You know? There are people that hated him. Oh, you can change your YouTube name? Oh, Azteca. Oh, okay. I mean, if you've signed up under the post, bro, you're in there, but who are you a big fan of, Brandon? Hey, man, no more. You could come out and you could do some light sparring if you want. You said do you say you were pro? I would love to do some light sparring with a pro. We actually got Dylan Dennis. Oh, okay. We actually got a pro coming out, I think, but he's like a 140 guy. He wanted to know if he could do matches, and I said, yes, but they have to be labeled as exhibition, and obviously the other person is going to fully know ahead of time that you are a pro fighter. I've had retired pros come out and say, like, I want to come out and do something. I said, kind of the same deal. It's like, you're a pro. We're going to let people know that you're a pro, and if people are up to the challenge, they can take that challenge. A-Train versus Italian Tyson was the same thing. Pro versus amateur. Maybe put True Grit against the pro, big money fight, except no money's involved. I got to say that because we're not a money organization, guys. We don't charge. Nobody gets paid. I try to do things for you guys to make it like it's worth it to you. I don't want to be one of those sleazy promoters that just like has you come out and like, oh yeah, fight for me, and then not give you anything. It's like, I don't appreciate you. No, I 100% appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys more than making a little bit of money off this. Sean O'Malley. So I watched that last fight. I watched that last fight, and what I think about that is he had an injury. He got injured during the fight, and he didn't want to be a bitch, and he didn't want to quit. You can't just quit in the middle of the fight. I mean, unless it's like bones poking through the skin. But I mean, he knew that he wasn't probably gonna win that fight at that point. When it went to the ground, you could just see it in his face. I don't know anything about the guy, really. I don't know if he was really cocky or what, but McGregor. McGregor's just another freaking John Jones. I posted it under Scrapyard. Yeah, dude, you're in, man. If you post it in there, I apologize if I don't recognize, names and that kind of stuff, but like O'Malley, I think he needs to figure out how to avoid injury better. Dude, that could have just happened. I mean, look at Anderson Silva, man. He had an injury, broke his damn leg in half. O'Malley's going to be a champ. Could be. Is he at Conor McGregor's weight class? Stipe versus Francis. I got Stipe, and they already fought once, but I think Stipe's got a lot more experience. But Francis, dude, if he lands one on Stipe, O'Malley's 135, I think. Ooh, whoa, dude, that's a pull. That's like why John Jones has such success in his weight division, because he is like a freaking pole. I just wonder if he'll have. Do you think of bare knuckle? So my personal thoughts on bare knuckle fight are, I can appreciate it. I watched a couple of the last fights. I think it was Chris Lieben. I watched his last fight, and I do like how they have kind of different rules. Like you can clinch, and you can uppercut. You can like hold the back of the head and stuff. I thought that was pretty cool. But at the same time, with the bare knuckles, you're screwing up people's faces so bad, and you're way more prone to blood and injury. We could never do that out here. There's just too much blood. I mean, you see people with like scars all over their faces from just not worth it, in my opinion, guys. So I do like seeing the kind of retired or senior UFC fighters and Bellator fighters going over to bare knuckle. It's kind of cool to see. El Diablo is a legend. He's the GOAT. He is one of my favorite Street Beef fighters, guys. Can you fight Italian Tyson or Nighttime Guru? I would fight either of those guys. They're not in my weight class. I'm 185. Italian Tyson's like 5'5". I mean, he's not a big guy. I've got a picture of me standing next to him. Nighttime Guru, Nighttime Doodoo. I probably shouldn't say that because he's in Street Beefs again, but I don't got a lot of respect for the guy. I feel like it was really shady what he did and left, but he is back, and I got to respect Street Beef's decision on that. So I'm not going to talk too much shit. But I mean, I kind of went through the same thing with Rampage. But I totally respect Rampage. Sometimes it takes you going to the other side to come back and realize, like, how good you had it in the first place. So maybe Nighttime Guru's back, and he's like, no, I'm back forever now. I'm back forever. And I think Rampage is. What sucks is, like, I don't know. I don't know if Italian Tyson will ever come back to Street Beefs. Nighttime Guru, he's got a lot of potential. He does, but what's your name on Street Beefs? I want to watch your fights. I am Fire Chicken. I got 3 boxing matches and a jiu-jitsu match. Guess that's no to a backyard. Lethwise scraps. I don't know what that means, Sifu. Sorry. I'm bad with terminology on certain things. He's a good fighter. You just click in the ring. You know what? Yeah, he does want easy fights. That is why he left. King Leonidas. I saw King Leonidas fight Italian Tyson. I was there live for that. In fact, it ended up getting Leo kicked out of Street Beef for a little while. That's why some of the records in Street Beefs are a little off, because people have left and come back. I don't know how all that stuff works. But Leonidas, it was just a confrontation with Italian Tyson. Like, there's a confrontation between Italian Tyson's people and Leo's people. I mean, shit happens. You just had a war of a fight, and they had to award a decision to somebody. So, I can't blame people for being a little, angry about that kind of stuff. But Leo, I would honest as my tie only add headbutts. Headbutts. I think combat jiu-jitsu would be fun. Oh, but what I was saying, I think Italian Tyson, Muay Thai, not Taibo, Muay Thaibo. I think Leo would kill Tyson now. You could box. Efren, what's your experience level? You fought Pro Man, you just make him look like a punk. He'd come out swinging and roaring and yelling and screaming and wear ankle weights to weigh-ins. There you go. Whatever happened to Prodigal Son? Oh, Prodigal Son was one of my favorite fighters too. I don't know what happened with him. I don't know. I really liked him though. First off, he was a really cool guy. Would you box or do MMA against Mighty Mouse? I've boxed Mighty Mouse before. I've sparred with him. I rolled with him too, and he gasses out quick because those big muscles take a lot of oxygen. I got no interest in doing anything with that guy though. That was when I was in Virginia before all that stuff went down, and I don't align myself with that type of stuff. Oh, Baby Hulk went pro? Oh, damn. That's cool. One, it's cool for him. Two, it's cool for Street Beefs. Extreme arm wrestling. Is that with the slap? No, what about slap, I don't know what you call it, where everyone just sits there and slaps each other. He can do that. Nah, that stuff doesn't intimidate me either. Just want to try MMA out. Efren? Oh. No experience in boxing and MMA grappling. Oh, I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't box you, bro. We can spar afterwards. Efren, at the fights, after, be like, hey, let's do some sparring. And I'm talking about just like, you can watch me spar Demigod. I mean, we're just like in the ring together and kind of feeling out how people move. Nothing, no ego, nothing like that. Who you got, Beach or Baby Hulk? Dude, I got Baby Hulk. Nothing against Beach, but I got Baby Hulk. We could do chess boxing. I mean, kind of. That chess boxing is just, I think, well, the way I think of chess boxing is just kind of a slower paced boxing where you're using more technique and everything. Do you know the revolver? No, what's the revolver? I'm down to spar. Awesome. If you want a good crazy laugh, look up extreme arm wrestling. Oh wait, is that what they're arm wrestling? They're punching each other. I feel like it kind of takes, like, if you're a good puncher, it takes away from your, like, and the other person's not a good puncher. You know what I mean? It takes away from one or the other. I mean, two good arm wrestlers go up there. Well, the better puncher's going to win. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, Heathen. I'd box Heathen. Heads up. When I get hands healed up, I'm coming. Sign Italian Tyson to the yard, and I would love to fight him. Abraham Fu is Baby Hulk actually 5 feet tall? He's 5 foot or less, from what I understand. Have you seen that slapping shit? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Brandon. That slapping shit. At least that though isn't mixing two things that have nothing to do with each other. It's like if you said, okay, I'm trying to think of a good analogy here, but I can't really. It's like, I don't know, like saying we're going to play frisbee golf and golf at the same time. Well, I mean, you're probably better at one than the other, and the other person, me, am I pro? I'm not pro. I got backyard fights as my experience. 2 backyard fights, 3 backyard boxing matches. That's what I got. Where can you get me a fight? Malachi, are you in Washington State, or can you get to Washington State? He's 4'20". The thing about being pro, I'm not knocking pros. Oh, so you got to find the closest branch to you, Malachi. I really want to have people in here that aren't necessarily near our branch either. That doesn't matter to me. But we are a branch in the Pacific Northwest. There's a California branch, there's a Virginia branch, and and around Virginia and that kind of stuff. There's always boxing chess. That's a real thing. Oh, you're in West Virginia, bro. Dude, go out to the main street beefs. That's where you want to fight. I mean, we're cool, but street beefs is like here, and we're like here. We're still part of the same family, you know. Scarface up here, he says, yes, you can run your organization with our fight name. Just behave like I need to be told, do the right thing. And I will do all the right things and give him good content to keep putting on his channel. And then we put stuff on our own channel too. We've been putting out a lot of cool stuff on our channel actually. And you guys are like racking up the watch hours for me right now. That is really cool. You guys still got better. Don't compare the refs. I mean, yeah, I'm just gonna say that I picked a good ref that I knew had experience as a ref ahead of time. That's what I picked. I'm nothing more than that. I'm down to spar anyone in any form of martial arts. Cool. Hey, you want to do a Rochambeau match? I'm gonna wear a metal cup. Refs have the hardest job. They do. Make sure you guys at the fights go up to our ref and just thank him and get pictures with him. He's a fighter too, man. I think he's had titles. Sorry, I had had a message from the wifey. The most awkward street beef's head. Sorry, I'm just looking at different stuff. Bushido Zed, he fought. Sorry, I just seen it. He's one of the Street Beefs Cali guys, the main. So him and Martin Rubio run the Street Beefs West Coast. I run Scrapyard. By the way, we got T-shirts. If you haven't seen the design, they're on Street Beef Scrapyard on Facebook. So get on there and check out the design of our T-shirts. And if you guys want one, you guys can probably sorry, I'm multitasking right now. You guys can get them shipped to you. So they're on the website. They are $25, but at our events they're going to be 25, or they're $25 on the website and they're 20 at our events. And I will have some at the events. So if you want to come out, like, no more. I know you're not boxing, but if you want to come out and spectate, you can be a special guest spectator. I will allow certain people to spectate as long as they are following our rules and being respectful. I'm not saying you wouldn't, but you know what I mean. I can't say, hey, everybody bring out your friends, because then we get what happened last time, and I'm not going to have that happen again. People don't give out the address to the event. That's not cool. You want your friends to see you fight, they're going to see it online within a week. It's Frankie, because let's see, do refs know any medical assistance? We have medical people there, so we have somebody separate for that. Nice left and right, good attitude. As long as you're cool with people after the fight. That's my hometown. I drive through there on the way to the events. Hit me up if you want a carpool. Where was that? Arlington. Okay. I would like to have my name as Lord's child. That's cool, man. Hey, if you want to come out and fight for us, am I saying that right, Malachi? If you want to come out and fight for us, I know it's a lot, but we're such a cool organization to fight for, and plane tickets are really cheap right now. Come on out. Cristo Aguilar, what's up? Or when's the next event, my guy? Our next event is September 26th. So just a couple weeks out. Do you remember your first fight? I remember my first fight. My first real fight when I was a kid, like fist fight, or are you talking like my first sanctioned fight or smoker fight, or hell, I would say some of my sparring matches with my coach were harder than some of my actual fights. Make sure everyone hit that like button and subscribe. Keep the good work, Fire Chicken. Thank you, King Warlord from Canada. Brandon Archer, both. Sorry, I gotta look and see what you said. Do you remember? Okay, so I'll tell a little story here. Let's go back. back into time. All right. When I was, let's say, 9 years old, I don't know if that's the right age, but I was in private school. I was private school from kindergarten to 8th grade. I wore a uniform till I was in 6th grade, 7th grade. The neighbor kids weren't cool to me. They picked on me. I was a little socially awkward. I actually didn't get like not socially awkward as far as my perspective until about probably until about 10 years ago. Until I really, because I'm from a small town, and I was, I went to school with like a really small amount of people and whatever. But anyway, so I'd get picked on and stuff. Oh, is the connection still bad, ugly boy? I'd get picked on and stuff. So one day, this kid was with his cousin. I was with my brother, and we were riding bikes. And they were following us, and I went down a gravel road that usually you could ride all the way through. Well, the river had come in and washed the road out. So I get to this, and I stop, and I turn around, and this kid gets off his bike with his cousin, gets off his bike, and I notice his cousin's got a pistol. It turned out to be a pellet pistol, but like I didn't know that. And then the kid that didn't have the pistol walks up to me and picking on me. And you know what? I had enough. I had enough of it. I mean, they backed me into a corner. And I remember my dad told me, he said, just hit somebody right in the nose, because when you hit somebody in the nose, the blood will come out of their nose and their eyes will water up. So what did I do? I just went boom. I punched that kid right in the nose. Blood coming out of his nose. I got it all over my arm. We kind of wrestled around too. I don't know if I hit him again or not, but nobody backs baby into the corner. I don't know. Whatever. He got up. Well, first off, as soon as I hit him, his cousin dropped the pellet pistol and took off running like a little baby. And so I let the kid up, and I think he went crying home. And then I went home. I went to my house, and his mom came to our house and told on me right after that. And I think I was okay. I didn't think I got in any trouble. I remember going home though and opening up the door at 9 years old and opening the handle, and I had blood all over my arm from hitting this kid in the face. And that kid never messed with me again. But another kid did that lived around there. And this little rich kid that would drive by and flip me off on his quad and throw rocks at me. So he got a little too close to me one day, and I grabbed him and I pulled him off his quad. He still had his helmet on, his hammer fisted him right on top of the freaking helmet. And he never messed with me either. So sometimes you just got to stand up to bullies. It's always better to just walk away. But if they don't give you that option, and then you're backed into a corner. Nobody backs baby into a corner. Let's see what else. Let's see. I'm a very respectful man, so you don't gotta worry about that. I'm probably the most friendly, silent assassin ever. What's the weight limit? Like, how much heavier can someone be for it to be a fair fight? So, Efren, we're gonna match you up. You're in a pretty easy weight to find somebody for. So we're going to match you up probably within 10 to 15 pounds. It might be somebody smaller than you. It might be somebody bigger than you, but it'll be a fair fight. Don't worry about it. My other situation was my first. So then I did a boxing match when I was little too, but my dad, he just kind of taught me how to throw like 1-2s and stuff. I'm going to go with Demon Monsoon. He's got the weight. And he's got a better chin. He's quite a bit younger, and he's relentless. I'm gonna go with Demon Monsoon on that. But the weight difference is huge, guys. El Diablo, he's like 47 years old now, and he's a lighter weight. He's like around 150, and Demon, I think, he's like around 200 pounds, guys. But El Diablo wins just because of the mullet, which. Damn it, Gumby, grow your mullet back. Come on. I'm serious here. That was like the one thing that out of the first fights when you did your grappling match, that mullet, I was like, I freaking love that. I tried to grow a mullet. My wife made me cut it. Yeah, don't worry, Efren. Don't get just work yourself, like train and be ready, and don't worry about it. I'll work on it. Yes. Oh, that's cool. You guys are excited. Okay, so then I did a boxing match when I was like, I want to say I was like 8 or 9 years old when I did a boxing match too, right? And I already explained it. It was like my dad signed me up for it, and Azteca, I think he said his name was. My dad signed me up for it, and when you're that little, you're not really hurting each other. You have such heavy gloves, and you don't really have technique, and you're just throwing punches at each other. You don't. That's why like the more unexperienced people have a harder time knocking each other out because they don't know how to throw punches properly. Well, when you're kids like that, you don't either. Come to Indian 2-man. Wait, only took me 8 months to grow the mullet. 2-man. Come to Indian 2-man. Are you in? Wait. Come to Indian. Wait, hold on. I don't know what you mean, Aaron. My fighter name was Aries. We had an Aries fight. Did you mean Indiana? I'd like to see you and Big Beach go at it. Yeah. 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 I don't know how old's Big Beach. Man, I'm damn near in the 40-year-old division, guys. I'll still do it. I'm still game. I'm confident. Um, so yeah, I don't remember like a whole lot on my first boxing match. I just remember like when they raised the other kid's hand, it was like unanimous decision. I was like, oh, that's about all I remember. I remember how many rounds it was. I don't remember if I got any punches in or not. I look 26. I appreciate that. Actually, I'm 37, bro. But I think it's just like, oh, you and Big Beach. Yeah, I think it's how you take care of yourself. Honestly, man, um, I'm lucky too. Like I still got my hair, and I'm not very gray. Like I got like one gray hair here, one gray here. I got some over here, but um, you know, one thing is like I only drink water. I mean that's it. Sometimes I have like a drink. Like I'll have like I'm not much of a beer drinker, but like I'll like a rum and coke or something. But I'm not a soda drinker at all. Like I won't go to the store and buy a soda. I don't like to eat stuff that's too much in sugar anymore. Okay. Are you 2 days before the fight? Nice. For my first MMA fight, so I kind of went over this already, but you were asking me about my fights and how I felt. Nervous. Oh my gosh. My first MMA fight, Tacoma, Washington, the Juno Club, weigh in an hour before the fights, weight cut at 15 pounds. Um, Stand in a circle. They choose who to pick to who to go against. I got chose to go up against this one dude. And man, he was 33 at the time, and I was like, man, this guy's like 33. He's like old. I'm gonna kill him, man. And now I'm 37. And I'm like, I would kill myself. I would if I fought myself at 25 years old, man, I would knock him out. But I think anybody wants to say that. My 25-year-old me was really strong though. When I was 25, I could bench 355 pounds at 185 pounds. And I got it on my YouTube. If you want to see the video, say something and I'll post it right here. Um, Old man strength. Yeah, there's a different way to use your strength, though. I can go up against a guy that's got some big muscles, but it does drain your stamina pretty quick. Learning the technique and how to use somebody's strength against them is way more effective. Um, but anyway, I was hella nervous. I was hella nervous, not because the guy was intimidating or anything, but just because I put a lot of work into training for it. And I didn't want to lose. I had a lot of friends there watching, family, friends. Probably had 10 to 15 people there that I brought with me just to watch. And it wasn't a very action-packed fight. I did have a couple guys that I went to high school with show up, and I think that's the last time I've seen them. They were cool though. But I won the match, second round guillotine. Guy went for a takedown. I sucked his head up. I can't remember if it was a standing guillotine or if I took him into the corner. But yeah. So I won that one. Then my second fight, I went against a guy named Kim Thornton, named the Mower, and I actually have that fight posted on this channel. It's under the retro throwback fights. So look up the Mower or Kim Thornton. I think it's the Mower versus Fire Chicken. So then my third fight was against a guy named Josh Goldade, and he was from, actually it wasn't Arlington Kickboxing, it was Robinson's Kickboxing. Sorry, Gumby, I had that wrong last time. And he was tough. He was a striker, and I was not a striker. I was a ground fighter. I came out right foot forward, Gumby. You probably know why, because a lot of times you want to shoot off your power leg, and your power leg generally isn't the leg that you have forward when you're boxing. You have your power leg back, so you can generate that force. But I came out with my power leg forward and you can go watch my shot on this guy, bro. It was not a shot. It was a head down, run, grab the legs, shot. It's like, God, that was ugly. I did not know how to shoot a double leg takedown or a single leg at all. I had to start coaching wrestling before I learned how to do that. But man, when you can level change like that, and you pop out a jab, and then you level change really quickly, and you do your penetrating step, you step in, knee down, and then drive through, duck walk forward. You got hold of legs. They ain't gonna. That's why people are in traditional martial arts. They're like, oh yeah, I could fight Khabib. I would just sidestep his takedown. It's like, no, you're not, because that guy has spent his entire life learning how to take people down with that double leg takedown. He is going against people that don't want to get taken down by that double leg takedown. They train hours after hours after hours of that. You're going to get taken down by a good wrestler. If you watch somebody go out there and they can shoot a legitimate double leg takedown, I'm talking good form, you're not going to stop that takedown if they know what they're doing. Unless you got some serious wrestling experience. I had to teach kids how to do it. Not that I wrestled in high school, which I wish I would have, but when you learn something and you have to teach it to somebody else, your understanding of that goes way up. You learn every step to it, because you got to turn around and teach it to little kids. I'm excited to meet you too. Make sure when you come up to me though that you introduce yourself as Efren and all that, because I'll be honest, man, I'm super busy at the events, and I don't want to feel like anybody gets put off, like I wasn't engaging enough with them. I'm just going to tell you that'll never be the case. I'm never like just write somebody off that I don't want to, I don't want to talk to them. Jordan Burroughs blast double is the stuff of a legend. Yeah. You know who had a good double that was like a jiu-jitsu master? It was Paul Harris. He was bad. Not bad as a fighter. He had a weak chin, but the guy was like super built, and he would shoot a double on people, and he would grab a heel hook, and he would not let go of the heel hook until the tendon in their knee snapped. He got kicked out of the UFC for it. Paul Harris. Try looking him up on YouTube. He is the heel hook. That is a guy that I would not want to fight. Dude, I would never fight a guy like that, because the heel hook. Let's see, Paul Har. I'm looking it up for you. Paul Harris is a monster. Yep. Paul Harris destroys. I don't want to watch the ones where he loses. He's lost. Paul Harris MMA and Jiu-Jitsu highlights. I'll post this one for you guys. Return of the Mac. Yeah, that's my 90s side coming out. I thought they had good music in the 90s. I think it's one of the best. What's your guys' favorite era of music? I like a little bit from everything except for I'm kind of old school in the sense that like it takes me a little while to get used to something. So, oh, Ben, yeah. Problem is he just didn't adapt it to uh, MMA as on a high enough level. Yeah, no, he's a monster, but he rips legs in half. Yeah, he's a monster. You know, even if he wouldn't have done that to people's legs, and he had a stronger chin, he probably would have been like one of my favorites because it's the way I see it is more like jiu-jitsu. Like, okay, wrestling is I think of this is how I think of it. Wrestling's more offensive. Like you're going in and you're trying to put the person on their back. But jiu-jitsu to me is more defensive. You're taking advantage of being put on your back and being put in these positions and you're reversing. And yes, you can be offensive in a situation, but I want to say like for me when I think of um, wrestling, it's more like forward, where jiu-jitsu is more like countering and that kind of stuff. But he like applied wrestling to jiu-jitsu, but it was like offensive jiu-jitsu. That was exciting to see. Plus he was just stacked. He might have been on the juice too. I don't know. Mike Perry versus Nick Diaz. Who wins? I'm going to go with Platinum Mike Perry. Not because I don't like Nick Diaz. I think Nick Diaz is a legend. I love the Diaz brothers on their Stockton slapping, don't give a shit, bad motherfuckers. They're just cool personalities. But they they've never been like they've been like well, you know, on the top 10 definitely, but they've never been number 1. I'm just gonna say that since he's been out so long and he's not a knockout artist, the only way I could see him beating Platinum Mike Perry would be in a decision or a submission. But I mean, I guarantee if he's getting back into it, he's probably working with Nate really hard. I would love to see him fight somebody that Nate has fought, like Masvidal. That would be a cool one. Nate Diaz versus Masvidal, or to Conor McGregor versus Nick Diaz. I know there's a weight difference, but I love to teach people, Efren. So that's kind of what I like doing with boxing. Great for a rough return, but he's getting a few fights under him. He'll back for real. Yeah, for sure. Nick Diaz 2021. Man, fuck 2020. I just gotta say it. This year sucks. Other than us getting our stuff off the ground and like this whole thing happening, it sucks with everything that's happened. And I can't wait for things to level out. Usman versus Khabib. What weight class is Usman? Khabib's like 145, 155. Khabib's small. What's your top 5 in MMA? All right. My top 5. I'm sorry if I forget some people here. Vanderlei Silva. First off, I got a lot of love for Pride Fighting because that was like no holds barred. Anybody can take as many steroids as they want. This is in no order by any means. Vanderlei Silva, because his crazy. Yeah, but he doesn't fight at that weight though. There's a big difference between your walk around weight and your fighting weight, because he might not be in shape to fight at that weight. Khabib's 155. Anyway, Vanderlei Silva. He was feared in Pride Fighting. Vale Tudo, people wouldn't get on the same elevator as him. They would see they're fighting him and they would say, nope, I'm not fighting him. And they'd be gone. Fedor. Talk about the most calm, like, half asleep, whatever. I'm gonna kill you. Just like a Russian assassin. I mean, the freaking sambo that guy had, he was unbeatable back then. Jeez. Who else? George St. Pierre. I admired him for, first off, his attitude. His striking was really cool, and his wrestling ability. Sure, he didn't finish fights, whatever, but I liked him a lot. I mean, he was really good. He was a good fighter. He was top tier, top of the class for so long. Khabib is another one because he does what he does so well. I think here. Sorry, I'm just gonna kind of. Yeah, hold on. I think that was 4. I need a 5th one. I'll come up with it, guys. Whatever. John Jones, I think he's probably the best 205 fighter has ever happened. But it's so hard for me to say he's a favorite of mine because of what he does outside the ring. It's just hard. I mean, you gotta be who you are in the ring and out of the ring. You can't just. I mean, look at Conor. Conor is he's a great fighter, but he can't keep it together outside of the ring. He's 28-0. Yeah, he is. He's earned those 28-0 fights, with those wins. I want to see the Olympics where there are no substances banned. I think they should bring back pride fighting. Japan, let them do it. You want to? Why have a Bellator retired league when you can have a pride fighting league again, or move Bellator to Japan? Come on. Pride fighting rules. Soccer kicks are legal. No elbows? That's fine. Whatever. I'll give up elbows for soccer kicks. List is Khabib, GSP, Kevin Randleman. Ooh. Shogun Hua. Jose Aldo. Yeah, Shogun. He was great. What's up, ugly boy? Sorry I missed you earlier. I did see you, but I didn't respond to you. Kevin Randleman. Guy was a monster. Go watch his pride fights. His legs were like that big, and you could see all the veins on his legs. I mean, juicing big time. Yeah, Gumby, like, you could look up pride fighting when Vanderlei Silva, watch him soccer kick the shit out of people going for his legs. You got a grappler that wants to try to grab your feet. You could soccer kick him in the head, but you couldn't elbow him. Elbow bad. The slam. Oh, dude, he almost killed Fedor, and Fedor beat him. You want to know what slam is the best in pride fighting? I think it was Ricardo Arona gets slammed by Rampage Jackson. Oh my God. WWE powerbomb. It was a legitimate powerbomb. Go watch some of your vids. Just remember me, and yes, you got my name right. Just learn the science of MMA. God bless. Life sucks right now. Just gonna try to make it better. Thank you, Malachi. I appreciate that. Dude, we like having you in here. I do like getting more people in here. We've had a really good discussion tonight, and that's why I haven't shut it down, because you guys are still talking. Jared Native Warrior Lee. Hey, what's up, man? Got somebody new in here. Where are you from, man? You West Coast? You East Coast? You looking to get into the scrapyard or what? Face stomps and rape chokes, but no elbows. They're called DV chokes. The slam almost went through the floor. I was like, holy shit, yeah. Top 5, GSP, Jones, Silva, Liddell, McGregor. Yeah, actually Silva, both Silvas were really good. But yeah. One FC allowed soccer kicks for a while, and they got rid of it, though. I think everyone on steroids there. TRT Vitor's back, gonna fight there. Rampage and Pride. You know what? Vanderlei killed Rampage though, twice in Pride. I don't care what happened in the UFC or after that. Pride fighting, when they could like go all out, and watch Rampage versus Vanderlei Silva in Pride fighting. Oh God. Sign up for a Washington versus Cali event, maybe someday. Liddell is my favorite. Taught me the importance of a sprawl, big time. Yeah. But let's see. I'm from the East Coast. I had fought back in May against Reckless Rico. Cool. I do plan on fighting in the scrapyard next year. Awesome. Been watching the fights in the scrapyard. I'm itching to get in there. Bro, we've had a couple people come out from, we've had the Drunken Master come out. We had Warlord wants to come out. The MMA champ over in Virginia. Cool guy. Talked to him a little bit. He's friends with Keanu, and we had Demigod come out. October, November in VA. Do it, bro. What's your weight class, Gerald? Tim Sylvia. You know, did you watch Tim Sylvia's fight where he fought Jeff Monson, the short guy? I met Jeff Monson like a week after that fight, and his eyes were all black and everything. I'm not going to work again tomorrow. No, I'm not. GSP. Anderson Silva too, man. Problem with Anderson Silva's, like, compared to GSP, is he stuck in it a little too long, and you kind of got to see what happens when fighters start to go downhill. Chuck Liddell, don't stop fighting, Chuck. Please, I know you're never going to see this, but please stop fighting, Chuck. We love you. We don't want to see anything. Matt Hughes got in that train wreck and can barely talk and can't move right. It's sad. BJ Penn. Hey, what's up? Yeah, I'm still on here. I'm getting them watch hours.
That's a long time you've been on there.
I know. 2 hours. Let's see. Originally 160.
Came out with a new Apple Watch, Dad.
I don't care. No, Penn, 8 losses in a row. Penn, yeah. Penn is not looking good outside the ring. I think he's 9 losses in a row, actually, because he lost that street fight. He got like knocked out in a street fight. Oh, you got to add that to the losses, man. Jeez. Yeah, it's sad seeing Ortiz beat. I've never been a fan of Ortiz. I think he's really arrogant. Yeah, not a big fan of him. The only reason he could even beat Ken Shamrock is because he waited till Ken Shamrock was really old. Then the only way he could beat Chuck Liddell was when Chuck Liddell was so old that he couldn't fight. That's like his game plan. He's just like outlasts these fighters, waits till they get really old, and he's like, I'll fight you. And then he beats them. It's like redemption, yes. You know, like, man, you mentioned for Chuck to stop fighting. I agree. The last Chuck and Tito fight, it was difficult to watch. It was. One of my favorites was Shamrock, the way he locked legs and destroyed people's. Yeah. Dude, Ken Shamrock, Frank Shamrock, the early UFC stuff was really cool. You see this guy? You can't see it, but I'm going to show it to you. Let's see if you can see it. So right there, that is Dan Severn right there. He was in one of the original UFCs. He actually fought Hoist Gracie. Hoist Gracie beat him with was it triangle and armbar? But he was at my second fight, and I got to meet him. I got a picture with him. I went out to drink with him afterwards. Really cool guy. Drank wine the whole time. That guy had over 50 professional fights. He's a monster. Triangle, yeah. You know, I used to be a fan of Hughes, but unfortunately, his book came out kind of recently, and they talked a lot about what kind of person he really was. I didn't like what kind of person what he is. go look up online. Look up Matt Hughes is a horrible person, and they'll outline everything that he's been mentioned in his book. Ooh, Cain Velasquez. In my opinion, Cain Velasquez is the best heavyweight that's ever been in the UFC. I think he is. I think Brown Pride, Cain Velasquez. I think that as a mixed martial artist, he is probably the best. No, not the best record. Clean the whole time, too. Substance free. Don't quote me on that. That's another thing that I can respect about like Michael Bisping. You know, drug free the whole time. Though I didn't like Bisping too much, especially in the Ultimate Fighter and that kind of stuff. So yeah, but keep bringing up these names. I'll give you my opinions on all these fighters. So I have been watching. I'm not really too familiar with Darren Till, to be honest. Who's he fought? And Randy Couture. That's my top. That's my fifth guy. Let's disregard him doing the porn movies afterwards. But he not the best record, but geez. God, he was beating Brock Lesnar in their first fight. In the first round, he was beating Brock Lesnar. I mean, you talk like an 80-pound weight disadvantage. You liked him when he fought Henderson, when he got knocked out. Rich Franklin. Okay. Really talented fighter until Anderson Silva came around. Then he got put on the shelf. But what I liked about Rich Franklin was his full strikes. He ended, I think, no, wait, I can't say that. He was one of the people that ended Vanderlei Silva. After Henderson, Vanderlei Silva was never the same. And Cro Cop, geez. Cro Cop and Vanderlei, they hurt him. Or, I mean, Cro Cop and Dan Henderson hurt Vanderlei. Jens Pulver, I've talked to him a couple times on Facebook, but I'm really pumped that he's involved in street beefs. He's got a really cool story. If you didn't know this about Jens Pulver, he went to Mount Tahoma High School. I have a friend that wrestled him. I got a couple friends actually that wrestled him in high school. So he's Pacific Northwest all the way. He just moved away not too long ago. I'm going to fight one time at 175, and then I'm going to definitely fight there. Other ways, I'll fight at 160. Just want to experiment and try new stuff. Yeah. Don't get too caught up with your weight, though. Just get in shape, you know? Go to street beefs. Unless you're trying for like a belt or something, you have to be a certain weight. Don't worry too much about it. I mean, chances are you'll go out there and they'll be like, you cut 10 extra pounds, you might end up still fighting the same person that didn't cut any weight. So you never know. Dude talked to Lil Evil on Twitch yesterday. Yeah, you know what's cool? How relatable he is. You can just sit and talk to that guy, and he's cool about it. Brock Lesnar return to UFC or stay in fake wrestling. Problem with it is he can't do his cycles in the UFC. He got away with it in the UFC. They even bent the rules for him. Igor, I don't remember that guy very much. He's an old school guy, I think, right? Did you guys know who's seen Austin Powers? The first Austin Power movie. Oh, Anderson Silva. Probably one of the best kickboxers to ever be in the UFC. He was such a good kickboxer. He could toy with his opponents until he finally got caught. But not only that, but his jiu-jitsu. Chael Sonnen beat him for 5 rounds and got triangle choked in the last round. That's got to be like the worst thing. Chael Sonnen has to think about that at least once a week. Think about it. Undefeated, Anderson Silva has the belt for so long. You get in his head You just beat him relentlessly for 5 rounds. You are within seconds of winning the title and knocking him off that pedestal, and you make a mistake. And then in the rematch he got knocked out in like the first round. I think he got in Anderson's head, and that never happened again. Find a weight that moves best without being so like me. I naturally want to sit at about 185. I can go a little bit lower if I do a little bit of like natural weight cutting, and I still feel healthy and everything. I'll do that. But I like to be a little bit bigger too, because like going up against and just being bigger in general, having that extra weight in different situations. Oh, the guy in Austin Powers is in prison. Yes, he was the guy that threw his shoe. I think he's a Korean guy, and he cracked his neck and he threw his shoe and it hit Austin. He's like, who throws their shoe? Honestly, well, that man fought in the UFC. In fact, if you look up, I forget what his name was, groin shots were legal when he fought, and they took advantage of those groin shots, and he got groin shotted about 5 times. He lost the match, but maybe that was a little bit of future karma, because that guy ended up like getting together with some friends and getting a van together and raping some lady. So thankfully he's in prison where he deserves. Maybe he got nut shotted a few more times in prison. Can only hope. He's actually watching and crying. Did you take that away? Did you take that away? I think he could be. Oh, you didn't mean to. Okay, that's fine. I was like, man, I don't think the Chael Song's actually watching our stuff right now. Whatever. Yeah, F that guy. You know what? Call it my moral compass, what have you. But I just have a problem with stuff like that. That's all. That's what happened with me and the league that we don't talk about. My moral compass didn't allow me to associate with somebody that would hurt children or hurt people that couldn't defend themselves. And then lying about it is just, he lied to everybody in Street Beefs about it. So a Ninja won a UFC tournament, probably. Okay, here's something about the early UFCs. If you guys have never watched them, I know who you're talking about. He sent to prison for gang rape or something. Oh yeah, he did. If you guys have never seen UFC 1 through 5, maybe even 1 through 10, what's unique that has never happened again, and it only happened then. I mean, it happened before that, but televised. Here's what happened. They took people that were masters or just really good at the type of fighting style they were good at. I mean, I know that kind of didn't really make sense, but so they take these people and they're like, hey, what would happen if we put a kickboxer against a sumo wrestler? So these guys come in there and they're like, well, I don't know who I'm fighting. Unfortunately, some people got paired up with a fighting style that had never really been seen before. The jiu-jitsu wrestlers, shoot fighting, wrestling with submissions, which is, I think, and I'm not 100% sure, but I think the style, like Ken Shamrock style, I think that was more like Japanese jiu-jitsu. It was the type of fighting style that he used, where it was like, or maybe it was like Roman stuff, but then you had Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Royce Gracie comes in, but yeah, you had kickboxers. You had a boxer fight. I think it was Royce Gracie. You had a sumo guy fight a kickboxer. You had pure fighting styles going against each other, and you got to see what would happen. You know what they found out? Well, first off, they found out that Jiu-jitsu, everybody needs to learn jiu-jitsu. Everybody. You need to learn the defense to it at least to be successful in MMA. That was one thing that they learned, but then they realized that you need to know a little bit of everything. King Warlord Keith Hackney took that big sumo dude down, and weight was crazy difference, like 250 pounds or more. Yes, skill can overcome weight. However, think about it this way. I know we're getting off on another subject here. So anyway, watch the first UFCs. They're really cool to see. But think about it this way. If you were to fight yourself and yourself was 100 pounds heavier, who would win? And don't say like, oh, well, I would be faster at this weight. You'd be a little bit faster, but yeah, you're going to beat your ass. That's so weird. You're going to beat your own ass against a 100 pound less person. So weight does matter when it comes to equally skilled. And you're never going to have a completely equally skilled. You might have skill, like different time and training, but you're never going to have completely the same fighting style. But that's where that 100 pounds would really matter. So yes, weight can matter. You don't think so? Go roll with a jiu-jitsu guy at a gym that's 100 pounds heavier than you and the same belt level. Go to a boxing gym. Box somebody that is 100 pounds heavier than you that has the same amount of training as you. That's why they have weight classes. If you were to get in a street fight and the guy weighs 100 pounds more than you might beat him because you might know more than him. He might tire out. So what I'm saying is there's a lot of things that not stipulations, but the word I'm looking for, there's a lot of things that could make it, not happen or happen. But yes, weight does matter. No, don't bring CM Punk back. No, bring him to our yard. I'll fight CM Punk. Dude, I would fight CM Punk. It's a call out. CM Punk. Oh, you guys want to know something really cool? Like, really cool? If you sit here and wait for 1 minute, I'm going to show you something really cool. If you watch WWE, you're going to appreciate the shit out of this. Hold on. Don't go anywhere, guys. Okay, good. You guys didn't go anywhere. So, back when I was in high school, I hung out with some friends, and we were dorks. And you know what we did on the weekend? Backyard wrestling. So I go from backyard wrestling to backyard fighting, right? It started out with, since none of us wrestled, we just kind of like tried to do jiu-jitsu against each other, like just strength, and we got these body locks on each other and stuff. And it'd be like, who can just squeeze somebody the hardest and make them tap out. And then it was like, let's do like professional wrestling. So we got a king size mattress and we put it on the ground, and we started doing, who is downloading Roblox on my damn computer? Freaking kids. So then we put this mattress down and we start doing, I was the Executioner and El Cabo. I had a luchador mask. That was my alter ego. And the Executioner was my main. You're a juggalo, so backyard wrestling. I've seen Insane Clown Posse, Ugly Boy. I've seen them with 2 Live Crew one time. I can't say I'm a juggalo, but my brother is. So anyway, so we did this backyard wrestling thing, and we were doing power bombs and jumping off like the second story of the house. And there was another group of people locally that did the same thing, and they got together on the weekends and did their backyard thing. So here's what I'm going to do, guys. I went to high school with somebody. Don't you spoil it if you know. Don't spoil it. Okay, so I don't even want to tell you where I went to school because then you'll be like, oh, hey, I know who it is. I think this is going to be it right here. Because I think the guy was 2 years ahead of me. So in fact, I got my 20-year high school reunion coming up next year. And I feel old as shit. But I still have fun training and everything. So I don't feel too old. I'm gonna find this for you guys. You guys, if you watch WWE now, or in the last 10 years, you're gonna know who this is. Oh, I think I got the right class here too. Don't you say it. Okay. Where is he? Ah. I wrestled this guy in a backyard one time. Do you know who that is? Yes. 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 Come on, somebody say it. Daniel Bryan, you said it. That guy chopped the shit out of my chest. They used to have this chat thing called ICQ, right? And I would go on there and he'd always stay hidden, and I would like send him messages every once in a while to kind of fish and see if he was on there. And he's like, how do you know I'm offline, or how do you know I'm online? If everybody knew, because he went by the Dagger back then. He was like, or then it went to the American Dragon. He's like, if anybody knew I was online, I would be ruined. Completely joking with me using his wrestling. And then what happened was he got on I think it was SmackDown, and he was a medic. Bubba Ray Dudley, he came out and Bubba Ray Dudley was on a stretcher, and Bubba Ray Dudley gets up and he's hitting all the medics, and Daniel Bryan was one of those medics. So after that, he went to Japan for like 10 years and wrestled under the American Dragon, became super popular. Then finally he came back with the NXT thing, and I need to get this guy's number. You guys, if I ever get a hold of this guy, I'm going to try to do like a Zoom meeting or something with him, because it's really cool. I know I could get a hold of him. I mean, I know people that went to school with him. They're in his class that probably still have his information, but man, yeah, he moved away. I ended up seeing him in Walmart like years after he said hi to me, and I didn't recognize him. He was asking me about all my MMA stuff and super interested in like what I was doing, but I just, yeah, pretty crazy, huh? You know what high school I went to? The same high school as Kurt Cobain. It would be cool if he showed up at the scrapyard. Bro, you're right, man. Wouldn't that be cool? Man, to come out there and just help announce the fights like Jens Pulver does? It's like, come on, man. Brave House in the house. How you doing, Duchess? Make it happen. I'm going to try, guys. You guys are giving me goals. I like that. You guys give me suggestions and stuff. It gives me goals to make the group better. So I'm gonna write that down. Probably help if I have like a eraser. Why do pens disappear? Oh, never find pens. Well, I should have one here. Oh, careful! You guys might see me knock myself out on my chair. Oh, it's Pono. How's it going, Pono? Nice to see you, bro. Hey, Pono, we are not changing locations. We are in the same location. We're going to keep that location. So, I'm I'm gonna see what I can do with Brian Danielson. I'll mail you a bunch. Thanks, Chance. If you keep losing him, cool beans, brother. Thanks, bro. I really appreciate you guys and your whole team coming out. I mean it. You guys really support us, and it means a lot. We wouldn't have what we have without you guys. Did you fight Chance? Chance Uriah Miller. Or were you going to fight? Can't remember. All right. No, I haven't. Oh, okay. Maybe it was another guy with the name Chance. Anyway, oh, you plan to? September 26th, bro. Come on out. What do you guys think of our Street Beef Scrapyard group in Facebook? So I've really tried to make this as respectful of the place as I can. If you guys ever have an issue with somebody in there, like being disrespectful, get a hold of one of the admin. Sunshine, get a hold of Sunshine or me. We'll fix it quick. Oh, also, I'm going to be on a podcast. I recorded it last. Hold on, I'm going to copy the link here. I recorded it last. Hold on. So check this one out. This is with Red Reaper. I think that should work. But oh, they wouldn't let me post it. Oh yeah, they did. Okay. Hold on. I haven't planned to. We're gonna bring our canopies. Bring your canopies if you can, please. Anything, because I want people to stay dry, but it's like anything that I build has to come out of my pocket, and I'm not making a lot of money right now. You have a problem with Gumby? Yeah, right. Well, I stick up for Gumby. Thanks that you love the family environment. I love to keep it respectful and meet new people and all that stuff. We don't pay them to use their name. Basically, I have a deal with Scarface on our videos, so that's it. If I ever did something that was like that I was making money off of, that I was using their name, there might be some kind of a payout that I would have to do, but I don't know. I'd have to talk to them. Let's see. He won't get hair extensions. El Diablo? What? Are you El Diablo? No, you're not El Diablo. Are you El Diablo from Street Beefs? Can't be. No way. I almost want to screenshot this. Oh, well, damn it. You could have played us big time. I know that El Diablo doesn't really speak English, so you got us all excited. I think you got Gumby so excited his mullet grew an inch while he was sitting here. It was just like he knew that the superior mullet was in the room, so his mullet had to start growing faster. Oh shoot! Where are you from, El Diablo? Are you you wanting to get out here and fight? You on the West Coast? Seems like a lot of heavy signed up. That's cool. Oh, does it? Are you asking me? We got some heavies. You know what? I'm gonna write that down, Pono, as far as like asking people if they're heavies, if they want to get out there and fight. Okay. You're wanting to fight, aren't you? I think you said you wanted to. We could probably get you a match. You know, I really hate not getting people matches. I never want to do that, but you know, sometimes it just happens. I mean, if you're a sanctioned fighter and you have a fight planned, this happened to me on my second fight, guys. Okay, my second sanctioned MMA fight, I had a guy planned to fight. His name was I don't remember what his name was. Anyway, I was supposed to fight this guy, and he knew like 3 months in advance or 2 months in advance, and he was wanting video of my first fight and all this stuff. And my coach is like, "Yeah, we don't have any video," and he was kind of getting mad about it. And then all I had online was this really intimidating picture of me. It's this picture right here of me with fire behind me and my head shaved bald and all my muscles poking out because I was really strong at the time. And that's the only thing he had to look at every day. It was like who his opponent was going to be. So, and with this guy's name, Fire Chicken. So he shows up to the event, and I sold 50 tickets to my family members and friends for this fight. 50 of my friends and family showed up to watch me fight this guy. Guy shows up to the event, and he leaves. Yep. So, what do I do, right? I got 50 of my friends and relatives here. They want to see me fight. I've been training my ass off to fight. I start walking around and asking everybody. Man, I asked people that actually went into the UFC, but not at the time, you know. The guy was like, "Oh, I'm going to go pro soon." I asked teammates. I asked other people. And then this guy comes up to me and said, "Hey, I'll fight you." And that was the mower. He's like, "Well, I already fought tonight." It's like, "But it was only a 30-second fight, and I knocked the guy out, so I'll fight you." It's like, "What?" I'm like, "You sure?" You know? And we had like a 10-pound difference, but, you know, I had to cut down. I had to cut down to my 170. He came in at his weight, just natural, so whatever. So that was Fire Chicken versus Mower. It's on the Throwback Fights if you want to watch it. Diablo ever fight again? I don't know. My fight name's Fire Chicken, bro. El Diablo. It's Fire Chicken. Fought in Street Beefs twice in Virginia. And I've done one boxing match and one grappling match in my own scrapyard, Street Beefs. I still don't really consider them like I do the one over in Virginia. It's still kind of surreal to me. So, oh man, I wonder what our watch hours are going to go up after this. God, we've been talking for 2 hours and 33 minutes. And we've had 15 people in here like the whole time. Let's see. 120 times 15. So that's like 1,800 watch hours, guys. We need like 2,000 to monetize. That's crazy. Wow. Okay, anyway. The story behind my fight name. Wow, 2 people asking. Cool. Okay. My first car was a 1976 Firebird. A Trans Am. On the hood of a Trans Am, they have the Firebird. A nickname for the Firebird is a Fire Chicken. I have always had Trans Ams. Always had them. So when I started fighting, I was like, Fire Chicken, yeah. It's kind of a funny name. I don't want a serious name because I'm not trying to make people fear me ahead of time. I kind of just want it like I'm confident in my abilities and I can joke around with my name. So that's what I went with. Yeah. The Trans Am with the bird on the hood. That's what it is. I actually have a car group in Washington. It's called Northwest Third Gens. It wasn't the Smokey and the Bandit Trans Am. It was the year before. It was a 76. Had the same engine in it, and it was the same shaped car and everything. It just had different headlights. The headlights were really the only thing different. You can look up 76 Trans Am. You'll see what I mean. It's literally the same car. But, yeah. What's up? What? Oh. My kid's watching me on his phone, watching our live chat. It's echoing. It's bugging me.
I wanted to see like how far like it was behind.
Oh, really?
It's only, like,
It's only like a
5
second.
seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, Smokey and the Bandit. That was one of my favorite movies. I like car movies. I like Fast and the Furious. So like now I have an '84 Trans Am that's got a 2002 LS6 swapped into it with a 6-speed, and it makes about 440 to the tires. And I have a Chevy Cobalt that I drive every day. The Cobalt is an SS and it's turbo from the factory, and it's making about 320 to the tires. It's a fun little good handling car. Trans Am's faster though. I've never been to that car museum. You know, I dated a girl one time that her dad worked for that museum and was really that knew LeMay and all that. And he let me ride in one of the parade cars one time. I think it was like an Olds 442. That was really cool. He was a really big car guy. He had like a 32 Ford with a 327 in it and a blower. He took me for rides in this stuff, and super cool. He got a chance to drive around all the. Do you accept tips through the chat? You mean like super chat? Is that what you mean, Abe? Oh, you know what? I don't think that you can do super chat until you are monetized. I really think that you have to be monetized. What's OnlyFans? Well, they do it through YouTube for sure, but you can donate to firechicken76@gmail.com. That is my scrapyard fund. When I do when I try to get funds together for buying porta potties and flushing porta potties and doing stuff for the fight group, that's where I put all my money into it, and I don't take any money out of it. I just there you go. Like we had some people donate for the porta potty, which was really cool. I did have people donate for Shinigami and Canadian to come up, but when they said we can't make it, I actually refunded everybody. So I'm not about taking people's money or anything like that. It's 100% wanting to give back to you guys. That's how I built it. That's how I like buy canopies that I'm trying to buy. That's how I'm trying to buy like my GoPro and everything. Like when I first started, I had a GoPro Hero 3. You know, that's what I was going to record the fights on, and it just wouldn't look like it does now. The boost stabilization, how smooth it is, it looks like it's a drone flying it around. I have people in the comments of the videos saying, "Oh, that's a really your drone footage is really good." Well, they can hear the drone, but it's actually my videographer moving around. Another thing, we might have our photographer out at the fights again on the 26th. Did you guys like those pictures? Jeez. Oh, thanks, Ferda. Yeah, man. It was kind of an uppercut, but it was kind of a hook uppercut at the same time. It was actually more of a hook, and I set him up by I hit him low, and then I hit him high because I hit him really hard low, and it hit him on the chin and it twisted his neck. But I hit Steady Eddie my second fight. I hit that guy way harder. He was like a punching bag. Why is there no instructional video on G&P Ground and Pound? I freaking love those pictures. Those pics were dope. I'm going to go watch that. I'll be right back. All right, cool, man. I want to do instructional videos, but I'm waiting for the air quality to clean up. So I plan on doing that. I plan on showing you guys maybe some different jiu-jitsu stuff, different ways that you can do ground and pound, what I've learned. And I'll give a full disclaimer ahead of time. I'm not a black belt in jiu-jitsu. I am not a college wrestler. I am not a pro boxer. But the stuff that works for me, I will show you how it works for me and how to apply it, how I apply it. And if I explain it to you in a good enough way that you can try it out in sparring, then maybe I'm doing something good. You guys want to see my senior picture? Oh God! I mentioned to you guys I'm graduating. Or I'm not graduating. I got my high school reunion coming up. 20 years. So this is 2001. I actually think I have a better picture than my senior picture in here, but I had one where I did track and cross country in high school. Those were my sports, and weightlifting. I almost had the school record beat on dips and pull-ups in high school. I could do 50 pull-ups and 80 dips. And that's like lockout, the whole thing. I could probably still do like 50 dips. Let's see. Forget my last name here. Maybe I just don't. Oh, there I am. Look at me. Look at me. I was a baby. Yeah. Yeah, Brandon, ask a silly question. I don't care. I got a good attitude about it. Oh God, I want to find this picture of me. I think it was my freshman year of high school. It was me running track, and I was like doing a long jump, and okay. So Bigfoot and UFOs. So first off, I think the possibility of UFOs. Well, first of all UFOs are just unidentified flying objects. They could be government. They could be our own stuff. But do I believe in aliens? Yeah, I do. I believe there's aliens. I believe that I heard of kind of a crazy theory recently that made me start thinking about aliens. That somebody said that aliens could be us from the future, and they're like evolved forms of us. It's like, whoa. I don't know. Wouldn't that be crazy? Bigfoot, on the other hand, a little bit tougher to believe in, because with the amount of video footage, game cameras, overhead, whatever have you, like, come on, man, why isn't there more footage of Bigfoot? But I think Joe Rogan even said there was a Bigfoot at one point. It was there's a name for it and everything, like a scientific name for it and everything. If that's true, there could be still some alive in a colony or something. I mean, if you think about it, they found fish and stuff that they never knew existed or thought were extinct for multiple years, that were secluded. Think of how much a lazy-eyed Sasquatch. Think of how much dense forest there is in Washington State and Canada. Nothing is out of the realm of being possible. So I'm gonna really quick. I'm gonna try to find this. I think it was my freshman year of high school. That would be right here. Hi, Caden. That's my kid. It's my 15-year-old, guys, right there. It's coincidentally, he just started high school like a couple days ago. Wow. So this picture that I'm going to show you guys is me the same age as him. Never really thought about that. High school doesn't really seem that long ago to me until I see people from high school and I'm like, yeah, that was forever. But it might take me a second because to find the sport in here that I did. Oh, there I am. Wow. I got the butt of the book, so that's me running cross or long jump in high school. I had a pretty good long jump too. My best long jump in my senior year was 20 foot. And I'm only 5'9", so jumping 20 feet is a pretty good. I can't jump high. I can't touch a basketball rim, but I could jump far. But I'd never really been good at basketball. I never got into football, none of that stuff. Football, that's a brutal sport. Respect anybody that played that. Jeez. Crazy. Lots of, man, you're hitting everybody as hard as you can. If you think about it, track and cross country, that stuff's pretty easy. You just run. Oh, man, another subscriber. Oh, thanks, Evan Hanser. Yeah, I know. I got to take that constructive criticism. I'm still learning how to be a host. Like, I can talk to you guys just normally, but it's like when they get that camera in front of me, for the fights. I actually think this is going to help out a lot. It's me talking to the camera, Like when the fights come and I can announce the camera and kind of know what I have to say ahead of time. But that fighting, nervousness you get before a fight, that's what I get when you guys put the camera on me, or the camera guy puts a camera on me, and it's like, okay, Street Beef Scrapyard, what's up? It's like I kind of start thinking about words and that kind of stuff, and yeah, it gets to me a little bit. Oh, I don't, man. My dad looks like a Sasquatch. You shouldn't be fighting then. No, the fighting. Why did Gumby beat up a girl? Actually, she asked for the match. El Diablo. Gumby didn't come into there saying, I want to fight a girl. Gash said, I want to fight a guy. And then I said, well, what about Gumby? And then we walked over and asked Gumby, and he said, I don't have a problem with it. So, nothing Gumby did. Brandon. Probably about 2.5 months ago, I was over 200 pounds. I got that COVID body, baby. Drunken master quote right there. I had was over 200 pounds, not cut weight, just lose weight. Hey, I'm still on here. And, oh geez, ugly boy, that's bad. So what I did was I started doing once a week a 24-hour fast on Saturdays. And then I work out really hard when I fast. And my body uses its fat as an energy reservoir, and I do not feel tired or any of that at all. And I've dropped 15 pounds since then. Drink a lot of water. But then I kind of, right after that, I kind of go back to my, I wouldn't say back to my eating habits. I still eat pretty healthy, like at work and stuff. I bring vegetables. I eat tuna. Drink a lot of water. Like I said before, I don't drink soda. Yes, you can drink coffee too. So I get up and I drink coffee, and then I drink water all day long. It's not bad. It's really not bad. And if you got a little bit extra fat on you, I mean, I had a harder time with dieting. Man, when I would try to do like those, yeah, it does kick your metabolism into gear. If you can drink it without creamer and sugar, even better. But when I was trying to diet and I was just eating rabbit food and stuff, it was murder, and I wasn't losing any weight. It was stupid. The biggest time that I was losing weight was when I was backing off my eating a little bit, fasting a little bit, but then I was doing my boxing every day. Oh geez, I dropped so much weight so fast. I got down to 178 pounds like that, and I had to back off. I'm like, I'm getting too small. I don't like it. Brandon, I think it was kind of a keto thing I was doing at the time, because I was only eating so many protein, so much fat, and then really low carbs. Low carb, high intensity workouts. Yeah, but you got to have. Yeah, but I like to fast with it too, Juan. Doing that fast really, because then it doesn't give. If you do low carb, then your body's using that as fuel. It's using some of the carbs. It's using that stuff. But if you don't have any carbs in your blood, it's got nothing to use but the fat. Wow, guys, we're doing good on our time tonight. Some of you guys have been here talking with me for like intermittent fasting. Yep. Try doing a 24-hour fast on a Saturday. Eat at like 7 o'clock at night on Friday, and then don't eat again until 7 o'clock at night. And do a good workout, like a really good workout during the day. You will see noticeable loss. That's like a it's not just like a water loss. You know, like when you get in the sauna and then your weight comes back, or you weigh in at the beginning of the day and then that kind of stuff. No, that's like a temporary loss. That's like weight cutting. Nah, sauna, that kind of stuff, that doesn't work. You're just cutting weight in a bad way. So when you do it this way, like I'm talking about, you're cutting out fat permanently. So you're cutting the weight permanently. I mean, unless you just eat like a bunch of garbage. And sauna loss, sustainable weight loss. Yeah, sauna loss is just you're depleting your body of water. That's all you're doing. It's like, I mean, okay, when you're out in the sun all day and it's 90 degrees out, what's the one thing they say you need? A lot of water. Well, you're in a sauna, you're sweating too. You're just losing sauna. You wrestled, sauna suit. I put sauna suits on and gone in saunas. I've done everything, all that stuff for fights. Same thing. It's not good. I did laxative. I did. Um, oh yeah, you're right. It's not sustainable. No, it's temporary. And then you drink a shit ton of Pedialyte to get electrolytes in your body because your body doesn't want to hold the water now. You can't just drink a bunch of water. It doesn't work like that. So Pedialyte's a good one if you're weight cutting through water. I was using laxative too, like my first couple fights. Man, no thanks. Oh, no, weight cutting, 100% different than weight loss. Yep, weight loss is just trying to be healthy. Yeah, hit the shithead. Yeah, gain weight. Gain weight's fine if your body type. Depends on your body type. I can gain muscle really easy. I can gain weight really easy, but I can't lose it very easy. I have to really work hard. Some people, on the other hand, have their metabolism flipped opposite of me, where they just can't gain any weight. They can't gain any weight. My advice to those people is you just have to eat a lot. You have to make your stomach expand and get more food in there, and then keep putting more food in it. But I'm not an expert on that kind of stuff. Yeah, losing it and keeping it off. So once you've got to where you want to be, you have to come up with a sustainable um, diet. Okay, you have to know when it's okay to eat certain things. You're like, okay, I go to this kid's birthday party. Is a piece of cake going to kill me? No, but my wife brought home a dozen donuts. Is eating 6 donuts going to hurt me? Yeah, probably will. First off, it's going to spike my blood sugar level, which I don't care who you are, that's not good for you. I don't like I don't like eating a lot of sugar like I used to. I can feel it. I have a harder time gaining muscle, but I can lose weight. Yeah, see, you've got like the opposite body type of me, dude. Like I said, man, I used to be able to deadlift over 500 pounds. Name's Gumby, yeah. I felt like some people in the comments were like, man, they should name Gash Gumby because of how her arm bent. Like, she's flexible. Damn. Uh, Anybody else that's new in here that's just watching that hasn't said hi? If you got questions, comments, concerns, hate, I'll take it all. This is going to be the video that goes on my YouTube that this is going to have 1 view. No, actually, it might have like 15 views from you guys, but it's like, who's going to watch 3 hours of us talking? I don't know. I was 165 till I was 20. So I was 165. I was 165 in high school. I graduated 165. Did I ever consider it? A little bit. But I had a family that was growing. So I don't want to discourage any fighters, but the pro fighting life is it's like less than 1% that you're going to make enough money to sustain yourself. But if you want to be able to get to that level and say that I was a pro, I did it, and you get a level of respect from people because you were a pro fighter. Nobody can take that away from you. It's a huge achievement. Hats off. My hats off to, literally, hats off to pro fighters. You've gone up to that level that what do you think the population of the United States is of pro fighters? 0.000 something. And you could say, well, I was in there. So I could have. I think I really could have. I backed off after my first loss. I only had one loss. But yeah, Ugly Boy, I was 165 when I graduated high school. I've gone up to 200. I've been up to 215 before. I'm like fat 210. I'm like fat 215. A couple months ago, I was 200, and now I'm back down to 185. 185 is my weight. Like, that's where I like to be. 20 pounds more in high school. I don't think that's too bad. Not for 20 years later. 20 pounds in 20 years. What's up? Why is that in here? Well, it's not going to be in here. We're going to go until the 3-hour mark, guys. I know we are. I really want to see what my watch hours are after this. How is it? Is it multiplied? So, like, you take, on average, say I had 12 people in here, 10 people in here. So is it like multiplied by I think it's multiplied by the amount of time. Actually, let's see here, guys. Go. Why? Okay, Ugly Boy. So to get monetized on YouTube, where you can do like, I think you can put tips in on chat, like super chats and stuff. And then also for me to get monetized and make money off of our fights, then I have to have 1,000 YouTube subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. So Gumby, 180 minutes of watch time, and we'll say we did 11 people. That's 1,980 watch hours, guys, that we got tonight. I already had 800. So hold on, I want to do that again. Shoot. Damn it. What'd I do? I don't know how to fix the calculator. I'm going to just quit. Okay. 1987. So right now we should be at about 2,847 watch hours roughly. We could be monetized before the next event. If that happens, then I think we'll start to hit some huge numbers on our views. So yeah, we need, it's like a requirement that it's a requirement that YouTube gives you to kind of make sure that you're serious about wanting to be a YouTuber. And you know what's funny? My 15-year-old who's probably watching this right now, maybe he doesn't, maybe he's not, but what's funny is he told me like years ago, he's like, I want to be a YouTuber, Dad. And I was like, psh, no, you don't. You don't want to be a YouTuber. And then I get this opportunity to be a YouTuber, and it's like it's becoming a reality. Like it's actually working. It's like it just shows that when you put enough effort into something and you take all the necessary steps to make sure it happens, that you can do it. If any of you guys want to be a pro fighter, you can do it. It's just, are you willing to make the sacrifices required in order to achieve that? Because if it were easy, everybody would do it. If making $1 million on YouTube was easy, everybody would be millionaires. But it's not. It's hard. So that's why it takes so much effort. But I'm a big advocate of giving back to people too when things stuff like this, and that's why like I said, I've got my kind of my scrapyard GoFundMe account for PayPal, and then I can put money back into the organization, get things. I go on shopping trips before the events and pick things up. I buy boxing gloves for people. I did that boxing glove giveaway just about a week ago, and sent a guy in Canada $100 worth of boxing gloves and stuff. No, it's not the fighting. Fighting is 15 minutes of fighting. Okay, say you're a pro fighter. You go out, you do 3 5-minute rounds. It's 15 minutes. I mean, it was what it took to get there, to put you at the level to be able to go in there and do 15 minutes with somebody that wants to win. It's, did you follow your nutrition plan? Did you work out in between workouts? What did you do what did you do to prepare yourself for that? Yeah, anybody. I really think for the most part, within reason, anybody can do just about anything they want to do. You just got